Hello everyone, it's me, GoldenNova, the guy who unfortunately could not put together enough to do a cool narrator section, but hopes you'll all enjoy the video that was produced. How's everyone doing tonight? How are we doing this fine Friday evening? Evening for me. Gives us back rhetorically. It's me. Excellent. Thank you for cutting off at the end there because I would be off on like a billion different tangents trying to figure out who was back. This is kind of the setup for the stream. I normally have a lot of technical issues, so I'm making sure that my voice is coming through clearly and everything is fine. So yeah, I was glad to do another lore video after a long time. Sorry it took a while to get out. If you are a patron or a member, you know that I set up my schedule a whole month ahead of time. So, I was kind of locked out of doing the lore stuff once it all dropped. But I'm glad I was able to do that. Nova, hey, Kevin, how's it going? Hi, everyone, how's it going? When is Goki explained? Sometime in the future. I can't say when, but it'll happen. Arts with the Fro, hey, Arts with the Fro, how's it going? Folks, if you're not following and subscribed to Artists with a Fro, you're doing yourself a disservice. Please follow this man right now. His sealed only videos are outstanding. I have words. Okay, so Porcelain brought up a point. So, this is going to be the post premiere discussion part of the lore before we move into the other stuff we're going to do tonight. So, Porcelain brought up a point. The person in White Exalted looks older than the person in Genesis. Now, I can kind of vibe with that. Personally, I put that to the fact that it's some weird, like, angle stuff. She's kneeling, so it's kind of hard to get, like, a full gauge for how old she is. But Porcelain did say that while I connected the fact that they both have the same headpiece, that might be a generic saint headgear, which would make sense if you're, like, in a structured religion like that. There's, like, pieces that you wear as signifiers and all that. That makes sense. We didn't see Ecclesia wear that, though, and I'm assuming, based on supplemental material about how Fleur-de-Lis and Ecclesia were considered the saints of the Dogmatica Church, that White Exalted is taking Ecclesia's place in this new version of Dogmatica, but Ecclesia didn't wear that. Now, someone else said that the Genesis might be dead, and this is a revived version, which would mean that there's like some kind of time skip where the Genesis would have happened a long time ago. And I can also dig that because one of the OCG names for White Exalted is like White Corpse of Dogmatica, but I'm not sure if that's literal. But now that I say that out loud, she is surrounded by a bunch of people either that are skeletons or are wearing skeleton, like, costumes. So that might be more literal than I'm currently thinking it was previously. So maybe she's a revived, once again, another series where someone revives a lady to be like a beacon of power, Galatea 2.0. She's kneeling, but she's still small. Yeah, fair. I don't know. I think that when it comes to, like, the way that card art and perspectives are done in Yu-Gi-Oh, it's really hard to gauge age in those. Like, does that make sense? Because, like, with Genesis, we have this overhead shot from a distance, but with Exalted, we have kind of like we're looking up at Exalted from a very close range. So, of course, she looks bigger because of the perspective, right? Like, am I completely off base here? There's a lot of factors that could go into reasons why there looks like to be an age difference, but I think that there isn't. I don't know. Cool question. What are Albaz cards revealed so far your favorite? I forget what the name is, Michael, but it's the one trap card that lets you banish the Albaz fusions from your grave to make 2,500 attack tokens. So you can make like 4 of them and like swing in for 10k. That's my favorite one. White Exalted is like one of Ecclesia's dead relatives. That could be the case. I'm not going to say no. Once again, all of these that I put in my videos are speculations that I think of based on evidence that I see. But I could get it wrong. There could be information that none of us know that tie into a completely different alternative. Don't want to make it sound like I'm trying to be an authority here, but that's what I'm getting from the information here. I think Porcelain could be exactly right, especially if the whole idea of Genesis has been dead for a long time and they've just been recently revived, or they were killed recently after they grew a bit and they did that. But like that would beg the question, where has Genesis been this entire time? So that's the next kind of thing that I want to think about. RM Chase, thank you very much for subscribing. Branded Blade, yeah, that one kicks. Does you get married in no. But the straight Doji was Holy Corpse of Dogmatica. Okay, yeah. And Dogmaticabra is something like a burial. Okay. Clearly Yu-Gi-Oh's obsessed with women revived beacons of hopes. It's all a trans metaphor, folks. It's just what it is. It's a transformative experience. Theory, Golgonda did nothing wrong. Golgonda was a big snake that got corrupted by the holes. Yeah, no, Golgonda was a good boy, and then they had to be destroyed because the Despias are jerks. I don't see your lore video yet, but I have no clue where Ice Jades and Soul Sword fit in the Albaz lore. Well, then I guess you're gonna have to watch the video, because if I redid all of that here, we'd be here for like an hour with me being on screen and us not doing anything. Demerer Tundra, thank you very much for subscribing. Also does Arcana Knight Joker. Oh yeah, Joey stuff we're talking about. Plot twist, Mirror Jade, the Ice Blade Dragon is actually an Ice Jade plus Soul Sword fusion. No, actually, I'm pilled on that, because what is it? They're called the Ice Blade tokens. Ice Jade and Sword Souls are blades. Ice Blade. I dig that. I'm down with that. And it would make sense, because we haven't had an Albaz fusion in a long, long time. So, especially since Rubellion doesn't look like anything we've seen before. So, the Mirror Jade one would have to be both Sword Soul and Ice Jade, which goes to further solidify the two archetypes' connections. That makes sense? But, like, unfortunately, there's nothing solid yet. Albaz is not stuck in black-clad form. Spring and Booty is the aftermath of Albaz versus the Serpent. He just chooses to stay. I don't think I believe that. I gotta be honest. It seems weird that you would be walking around the halls, because, like, they're in a building in, what is it, Sword Soul Analysis or something? It feels weird he'd just be walking around in dragon form all the time if he can freely change between forms. Especially since we haven't seen him since what happened with the Stigma, or Branded in White, it's called now. So I truly think that there's, like, some kind of, like, weirdness going on here that's keeping him locked in that form. But that does pose the question, like, because Booty does seem to happen after they fought the Serpent, and Ecclesia does seem to have the skull of a serpent, and they look similar, but there's, like, small differences between the skull in Booty as opposed to the Sovereign Serpent of Golgonda. So I think there's a possibility that Booty happens as part of the celebration of, oh, hey, there are friends, not enemies, let's go have fun, and then the trap card happens where they find the hole in the desert, and then the whole fight with the Arch Serpent happens. That's my current working theory. Though, admittedly, not super substantiated by a lot. Golgonda was hungry, then they got decapitated skin and turned into a possessed jet hammer. But that has gone to good use, though, to be fair. Ready for the stream, ready to meme, and this time I've casted it to the smart TV so the memes hit on full-size scale! Yes! Maximum memetic power! Bopple, my guess is he became Rebellion temporarily when fighting Eluber, because it's basically the Despia fusion. That good. He has apparently regained the ability to absorb other forces and fusion based on the structure deck. So something has happened that has changed that, and I'm hoping, because the tokens didn't show it, but I'm hoping that there'll be another new card in the structure deck that will show what happened that allowed Albaz to unlock his fusion powers again. That's me. That's what I'm hoping for. Thoughts on the Jinzo archetype? It's Jinzo. They didn't do a lot of like stuff to make any of the new cards like super powerful or relevant. They're just kind of like stuck in the whole Esperoba style. They're cool, but like I'm definitely not. I wouldn't invest in any of them. Amani, I have a whole theory that Golgonda is just a giant thing that people hurt to make weapons. Hey, that's Monster Hunter for you. Get on with it and go here. Hey, shut your Monty Python stuff up for a second. I'm talking with chat here. Okay, so I think I'm all caught up with everything. We've done some chatting about lore stuff. Here's hoping that more Albaz cards come out soon, and then also Dimension of Chaos comes out soon, so we can like get some closure on this storyline, which is of course the biggest copium ever. We never get any resolution on any of these storylines. There's always like a cliffhanger. So I'm ready to be heard again. Real quick, I pinged you a question that was too large to put here in the Ask channel in Discord. If it's too big to ask here, then it might be too big for me to handle on stream right now, but I'll see if I can take a look at it at some point. So, we're here. We caught up with chat. Let me go ahead and open up here. Let's activate YouTube. And I forget that my face is gonna get like in the way of the other two, so let's go ahead and change that there. Rebellion is a fusion between Despia and Albaz. Albaz isn't listed as the first fusion, so I guess it might be Aluber trying to force fuse with Albaz. Maybe. I have to double check with those. Like I said, I kind of got fixated on branded blades, and all the other ones I'm kind of like glazed over, so I gotta double check. Okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and watch some, let's go ahead and stop Golden Song here. Let's go ahead and crack open some History of Yu-Gi-Oh! And see some Star Strike Blast. There we go. Those are the links, folks. Follow the links. Yeah. This one is funny. Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, chat's frozen. One sec. Can't hear the vid. We can't hear. Oh, okay. Well, you know what? That makes sense. Wouldn't be a Nova stream if we didn't have some technical difficulties. First, we're going to fix the chat box. I'm going to try to fix the chat box. I think we fixed the chat box. Is it going? You have to let me know. Okay. YouTube. Here we go. I think I just fixed it. Oh, that's weird. I think that was the wrong one. There we go. I think that's the right one. I just reactivated it. Let's go ahead and restart the stream. Let's go ahead and restart the video and see if we got that fixed.
Deck with special summons this much, but again, early pot of duality was just so absolutely strong if you weren't already convinced by our last match. Double bottomless grapple, mirror force, 7 tools of the bandit name. You're gonna figure out why this is in here pretty shortly. 1 solemn judgment, 2 solemn warning, and a torrential tribute on the side. We've got 2 copies of Cyber Dragon, so we can use Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon as a board wide versus machine decks, double snowman,
Peanut
double
butter
Ryo,
whiskey.
1 Vanity Fiend.
I don't know what whiskey sounds like, but it's got peanut butter, so I'm down.
Chivalry is a very, very interesting card, as is Malevolent Catastrophe. It's if your opponent attacks, it's Heavy Storm, and of course 1 copy of Mind Crush. Now this is a 14-card side deck. I looked everywhere for the additional card that Gustavo was playing, but it's not reported on Yu-Gi-Oh! Top decks, on TCG Player Infinite, or on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Blog coverage itself. So as far as I can tell, you just forgot to register something. In the extra, we've got Ally Justice Catastor, an Armory Arm, double Black Rose Dragon, Brionac, a copy of Drill Warrior, a Formula Synchronic Goyo Guardian, 1 Iron Chain Dragon, Junk Destroyer, Naturia Beast, which this deck can actually make particularly easy, a copy of Nitro Warrior, a Scrap Dragon, and 2 Stardust Dragon. So very excited to be playing this list. I hope it works out for me. See you in the games.
You know, I went into last episode feeling pretty good about my chances. We were playing one of the strongest decks, but I guess how Blackwing in my hands is very devastating. I shouldn't underestimate the power of Hero in Joseph's hand. I should be mindful of that moving forward. However, we are now moving on to what's actually going to be the end of another era. This is the end of 2010 because this is the last tournament that takes place in November of 2010 after the release of Star Strike Blast. And that is why we are playing Gravekeeper. Star Strike Blast introduced a very
cool, there we go.
Gravekeeper's Recruiter, which helped take this deck over the top and made it one of the strongest forces of the format. This is really exciting, just how I play Blackwing in
Remember, folks,
I also had a lot of time with Gravekeeper.
professional streamer.
Play the competitive Gravekeeper, as it were, and this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and do the card by card. First up, we have 2 copies of Gravekeeper's Assailant. This card's pretty nice because as long as Necro Valley is up, we can target a face-up monster when this card declares an attack, change that target's battle position. So if there happens to be any fluff tokens from Dandelion or any small monsters on the field, Assailant can actually change them to attack, and we can get in for large amounts of damage. We've got 3 copies of Gravekeeper's Commandant, which is really nice because it's terraforming, but it's in the form of a monster, so we can get the Necro Valley if we need it. But if not, if Necro Valley's up, this is a 2100 beater, which is just fantastic. It can clash with Cyber Dragon and hit over basically anything in the format. 3 copies of Descended. This card is just massive. You contribute another face-up Gravekeeper monster, target a card your opponent controls, destroy that target. This is not once per turn, and what's more, when you combine this with the new Gravekeeper's Recruiter, you have a nice little advantage loop going because you contribute Recruiter, get some advantage off of the Recruiter, and you basically just went even on that exchange because the Recruiter is going to replace itself and give you something else to use. You can even grab another copy of
All right, I'm putting this out right now, just so everyone knows where I'm at right now. I hate this deck. I hate this deck with every fiber of my being. It's like Necro Valley for me, specifically. The guy who plays exclusively graveyard strategies. And I've had a few stream games go absolutely off the rails because of, what was it? Necro Valley, Royal Tribute, and then the fusion that's unaffected by everything. Absolutely salty beyond belief. So I want this deck to be absolutely destroyed.
Recruiter with this card.
Just so we're all clear.
Just so we're all clear. Recruiter can also search a majority of the cards in this deck, which sort of just help bring the deck all together. We got 3 copies of Gravekeeper Spy, which is essentially like tour guide for the deck, although it is in a flip effect. We can special summon any of our Gravekeepers with 1500 less attack. That means we can get to Assailant, we can get to Descendant, we can get to Recruiter. Just helps us put lots of pressure on.
Oh yeah, same here with my Akashi
as well. So just all upside. That's it for the monsters. We don't want to play too many because we are playing some cards that actually disincentivize us from playing a lot of monsters. For the spells, we have Allure of Darkness since the deck is pretty much entirely dark. 3 copies of Book of Moon, which pair very well in this deck. Dark Hole, 2 of the new Gravekeeper Stele. This is a normal spell that reads target 2 Gravekeeper monsters in your graveyard, add those targets to your hand, and this effect cannot be negated by Necro Valley. So the fact that you can just get back.
Hey, Gentle Fiends, how's it going?
Commandant, your Spy, anything that you need, basically, this card is here for. Just a nice recovery tool, especially because you can use it under Necro Valley. Now, Necro Valley was a massive payoff for playing this deck because the fact that it effectively shut down all these graveyard-based strategies, like a lot of these plant synchro-focused decks, really made it so that it kept the opponent in check, but you got all the benefits of the Necro Valley as well because your Gravekeeper monsters get the attack boost. This card is just nasty, and we're probably going to get to show off why that is in this episode. 3-potted Duality, I mean, this is newly released in Duelist Revolution, and what a better deck to play it in. This deck doesn't do a ton of special summoning. It really only plays like 1 monster a turn, and the only special summoning you're really doing aside from like spells and traps is Gravekeeper Spy, so you can Duality every turn.
Okay, Kevin, well,
situation. And then we have the unfair win condition of this deck being Royal Tribute.
Guys, Kevin shared that they played Gravekeepers. Get them!
Necro Valley up, you're going to pretty much prevent any graveyard-focused effects from triggering, so if you just go turn 1 Necro Valley, activate Royal Tribute, you probably just win the game in most instances. This is one of the reasons why Royal Tribute was on the ban list for as long as it was, because, yeah, this card is just not okay. And then the traps, 2 bottomless trapple, still a powerhouse at this time, a compulse just to get rid of stuff back to the extra deck. We got 2 Dimensional Prison, a Mirror Force, a Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Warning, and 2 copies of Starlight Woe. We really want to protect our Necro Valley and the like, and so having Starlight Woe to preserve our board state is a great way to not only make sure that big blowouts are going to take us out, but if we get a Stardust for our troubles, hey, that's not too bad either. For the extra deck, it's pretty much all the usual offenders. There wasn't really anything new around this time. The only thing of note in this extra deck is 3 copies of Stardust Dragon, some for the Starlight Road, but we also have something in the side deck to discuss as well. And then for the side deck, 2 Cyber Dragon. This is just a nice card for when we know we're going second. Also, gadgets were still around at this time, so that paired with Fortress Dragon makes
Talk
sense.
about it.
2 copies of Effect Veiler for the faster matchup. 2 copies of
Malefic!
Stardust Dragon. Yes, this deck did play this. This card is actually pretty good at the time. Can't be normal summoner set. Must be special summoned by banishing a Stardust Dragon from your extra deck. Can't be special summoned by other ways. Hence why we have 3 copies of it in our extra deck. There can only be 1 face-up Malefic monster on the field, and face-up field spell card cannot be destroyed by effects. Other monsters you control cannot declare an attack. And if there's no face-up field spell card on the field, destroy this card. So where this card's role lies is the fact that possibly in games 2 or 3, your opponent may bring in more hate for Necro Valley, like Mystical Space Typhoon, Dust Tornado, and the like. You can actually protect your Necro Valley with the Malefic Stardust Dragon, but you also get a massive 2500 body on the field. And when you have Stardust Dragon plus Necro Valley,
cool. I hope you'll enjoy, Gentle Fiends.
Which is why this card comes in. Speaking of Mystical Space Typhoon, there's 2 in our side deck. A 3rd copy of Necro Valley if we need it. Double Nobleman of Crossout, double Smashing Ground, a 2nd copy of Compulse, and 1 limited copy of Royal Oppression. This is going to be a very fun episode, you guys. I can't wait to see how it's going to play out with one of the best former decks of the format going up against the new best deck of the format. It's a true clash of the titans. So ladies and gentlemen, the battle for 2010 is on. It's time to duel. Joseph, I think we'd be doing the viewers a disservice for this video if we did not start off by saying, if you like the video, be sure to share if you play Gravekeeper.
Yo, we gotta be Gravekeeper spielers in chat. I mean, my goodness. Oh,
just imagine the memes that are gonna come after this video.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm not feeling particularly confident about this one. I believe this, if I win, ties the series back up. Except I saw last episode what happens when you bring Plant Synchro to a stun fest, and I am not looking forward to being on the receiving end of that.
I was about to say, I hope you enjoyed it last episode, because now it's my turn to just revel in the fun of playing the stun deck, and this is definitely one for the ages, right? I mean,
I don't get the SpongeBob
the next several months.
sleeves
it was
this
just
time,
missing
though.
the recruiter, right? Star Strike Blast bestowed us with that. You got some stuff too. You got a nice little glow up bulb to work with, you know, so you're not completely out of the water here.
And of course, cards like Gravekeeper's Descendant were already out in Absolute Power Force, but the publication of the Merrick structure did so much to get new players into the game with an arguable tier 1 deck that was just zero fun to play against. Just a miserable experience.
And all you need is for a nice low $500 for your playset of Pot of Duality, and you too can play in a competitive meta. I'm ready if you are, buddy.
God, it's so crazy that those cards were so expensive.
I don't think I could beat that card in 2010.
Joseph, would I ever
And
do
now they're
something
common
basic?
chat.
I don't know what kind of friend you think I would be if I didn't royal tribute you at least once this episode. But let's go shout out the patron. It is Ragnar Redbeard. Thank you for the
You don't
support.
play Mystic
Ragnar, I'm sorry you
Mind.
got this episode.
At least you don't play
Of all
Mystic
episodes.
Mind.
All right, buddy. Go ahead and show your hands. This could be it. This could determine it all. You got a number
I
up?
don't think I'm gonna be able to do it on my fingers. Let me put it up to the camera. Okay, yeah, I
Okay,
got the number.
all good. All right, I'm going to go with odd.
Ooh, you got it wrong. The number was 100. The percent chance that you open Royal Tribute turn 1.
Well, at least you can listen to knowing that we're going to be close anyways 2 out of these 3 games.
This is Trickstar all over again.
Basically, player on the reincarnation. Good luck, buddy.
Ooh, damn, this hand's pretty sick. Unfortunately, it does not play Royal Tribute very well. Okay,
Oh, good. Exactly
we're
what I
gonna leave
like
with
to
Pot of
hear.
Duality. Best
Sure,
time
we're going to start seeing a lot of this in history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Ooh, that's a pretty sick hit.
That's not bad. Obviously, Glow Bulb's really good. Pot of Avarice, also not bad. I unfortunately am going to take the Gold Sark, though. And I'll
I think
play
that's
it
correct.
automatically.
Sure, that's fine. I don't know the rest of your hand, but that just seems like it's way too good to pass up.
I feel like I could Gold Sark for a lot of really good stuff here. You're a back row deck, so I think I'm going to banish Heavy Storm. Now, let me just locate Heavy Storm in my deck list.
Okay, good luck with that, buddy.
Christ.
It makes you wonder if Gravekeeper would have been nearly the force it was if Heavy Storm was still legal at this time. You think Konami was planning ahead for that one, buddy?
No. Okay, so the weird part of this is I kind of already have the cards that I want. I'm just scared about the cards that you will summon. I think that a pretty safe get is Quick Draw Synchro.
MBT is playing Plant
I'm just
Synchro.
going to have to try and go 1-for-1 with you, and Drill Warrior does that better than pretty much anything else in this format. Give me 1 second to think about if I want maybe a Dark Hole instead to like snipe a Gravekeeper's Spy. Okay, I'm going to be bad. I'm going to pick the Quick Draw Synchro.
Okay, sure.
We're going to set 1 card. We're going to set 2 back row, and buddy, you are A-okay to blow my back walls out.
That's not playing around Royal Tribute as much as you
Okay.
were. I thought you were just going to have a hand of all monsters, but, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Anything in the standby for me?
No.
We're going to main one. Let's start by firing an Allure of Darkness.
Yeah, that's fine. This deck is
Go
so
a bit
consistent.
deeper.
Still not there. Okay, thank God.
I'm going to go ahead and banish a Descendant.
Oh, that's really bad news. Descendant is such a strong card. Obviously, single target removal is incredible, but when you can plus off of it because you're sending a Recruiter, when you can send additional copies of Spy, I mean, wow.
It's really everything you can ask for.
And
Okay,
there's the
I
cheap
think
on this card.
I'm going to go ahead and just set a monster, just like you did.
That's an FTK.
I will set 2 cards, and then I'm going to activate everyone's favorite field spell, Necro Valley. Go
There it
ahead,
is,
buddy.
yeah. So for those of you watching at home, the Necro Valley that you're seeing right here isn't the Necro Valley we're playing with. Necro Valley has gone through about 15 different changes over the course of its time.
Another big reason to not like Necro
I believe
Valley.
so, because apparently, for whatever reason, people
keep
never
changing
thought
what it
this was
does!
supposed to work, and neither could the people who made the game.
So at the time, this card had just recently been reprinted in the Merrick structure deck, and the text is as follows: all Gravekeeper's monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Cards in either player's graveyard cannot be removed from play, and cards in either player's graveyard cannot be affected by card effects except their own effects. Very
Right.
strange.
It's a very oddly worded card, and that's why that was like errata 6, and now we're on errata 15. But we'll see if that matters. Go ahead, bud.
Cards like Blow Up Bulb, for instance, I believe still work under this printing of Necro Valley.
Correct. The last part of the text would at least give me the... It seems like it would work that way, yes.
I will draw, and I guess I'll go to Standby Day.
Turn 1 on Gold Sark if you want to mark that in the chat.
Yeah, sure. Kind of have to think here. I do have some kind of sick combo plays. It's just so absolutely punishing if you have back row that does anything. There's a 0% chance that stuff is dead.
I don't know what you're talking about, buddy.
All right, we're gonna go for card group here.
I think that's a pretty safe bet. Sure.
I will go for it, and this is one of the last times we get to do it with Cryo.
All right, we're going to mill it away. Let's see. Pretty crappy hit. I mean, for you.
Yeah, bad hit, but it's not like I really want the bottomless trap hole against this deck.
Mirror Force, I mean, that could be a pretty good argument.
It's Spy, right?
It could be anything, buddy.
It could be anything.
How confident are you feeling that this is fine?
100%. Not close.
100%? Well, you'd be wrong. It's a Recruiter, actually.
Okay, so the Recruiter actually survives this hit, and I take 100.
Oh, it does, actually, because he's
Yeah.
from the
Haha.
I'm just like, I'm used to just like, oh yeah, this card's gonna die, I get to search. So yeah, okay, sounds
I'm really happy to hear that. I prefer you didn't get the switch. All right, we'll deal with that card later. Go ahead.
Okay, we'll go ahead and draw anything similar. Go to main 1 then. Let's go ahead and run out a Descendant.
Sure. Thinking
With,
here.
well, I'm going to do something with Cryo unless you have something prior to that.
I do. It's a Solemn Warning.
Well, that will do something about it.
Oh,
Sure.
okay,
Descendant's
yeah,
on.
that would
Now,
do
we'll
it.
just put this Recruiter to attack and hit the card trooper. That seems fine. I actually feel pretty okay with that. So let's do that. Let's go to battle and let's just hit.
Okay, I'll take 300 here. No, I'll
You'll
take
take
1300.
13. Yeah, 1700 minus 4. And then you'll get your card draw. And second main, I'll just set a third card and throw it over to you.
All right, stand by me.
Second turn on Gold Sark, you get your quick draw.
Yeah, I don't know how good it is in this position. We might actually make this work. So we're going to use the effective quick dressing run. I'm going to bin Dandelion.
Sure.
We'll trigger the effective
You
Dandelion.
Shockmaster to stop the Necro Valley spell.
I
Yeah.
have 2 really sick lines. One of them loses to one thing, and one loses to the other. I think I have to read that you probably have a Solemn Warning set, and so I'm going to go for a Drill Warrior here.
And now I must think.
Yep.
Drill Warrior's pretty good because it's just
Tis a
constant source
blessing.
advantage.
Tis a
You also get
blessing.
normal summon this turn, which is
That is correct. I've got a Dandy Engrave and a normal summon at my
Rush
disposal, which is just about the most frightening position you can be in as a deck that literally loses to Black Rose Dragon.
Yeah, Drill Warrior summon is fine.
That's very
hope
interesting. Why would
support.
you do that? So Drill Warrior's
No,
special
please
summon
not yet.
triggers. So you
Give it a
probably
few
summon it at
weeks,
that point,
a
and
few
then-
months.
Wow, if I had known this was going to resolve, I would have just made Junk Destroyer. All right, I'm going to trigger Drill Warrior's effect to have it.
Okay.
We'll go to combat, and I'll attack directly.
Act directly. Okay. I will deprison.
Oh, Christ. That's fine. I'll go to main 2. A lot to think about here. Wow, that's atrocious for me.
That was probably the best case scenario for me. I was hoping you'd either do that or hit into the Recruiter.
I'm going to activate...
Maybe a bit of a high rolly play, but, you know,
I'm going to activate Foolish Burial. Sure. I'm going to send a Glow Up Bulb to the graveyard.
pretty good. It does work under Necro Valley.
We'll trigger the effect.
Yep.
Something sick. Oh, that's pretty sick.
I mean, that's sick if you were able to have it in your hand. Okay, sure.
Uh,
Still have it normaled, I should mention.
Yeah. I'm going to flip summon Dandelion here.
Okay.
We are going to go
Oh.
3, 4, 5 into a Naturia Beast.
Ooh.
If that summon is fine, we'll trigger the effect of Dandelion as well.
Thinking.
Sure.
Fucking Nat Beast.
No,
Right,
wait,
that's
no.
kind
You
of
have
cool.
a warning
Still have
now,
not normal
right?
summon,
Still have
I
not
need to
normal, yes, that is correct.
Still have not
Warning
normal, which is
works on
scary
that,
because then we
right?
have a third
Do you
follow-up
remember
player.
card
You have
text?
a warning.
Yeah, warning.
We'll get our little tokens.
Yep, you get your tokens.
I'm going to fire off Pot of Avarice here. So we'll go Nat Beast. Gub is pretty much useless now, so I'm not...
No, you can't.
Ooh,
I
I
was
can't
gonna say,
do
wait,
this under
you
Necro,
can't
can I?
Avarice.
Yeah.
I'm Necro Valley, buddy.
All right, you didn't see nothing. Okay, this is rough. I will...
Oh, no.
God, I
That
think
sucks
that
so
is
bad.
my turn, but I'm not super happy about it. Go ahead.
See what we get.
His presence of modern
fantastic.
fuel spells instead of
Main one,
card
nothing
that
to say
equally
about right now.
affects
I can't
both
really capitalize on this,
players' fuel
but
spells
there's
again.
nothing I can do. I'll just hit into a token. And second main, I will.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Stand by me.
All good.
Wow, that does.
It's technically symmetrical, but like the way it's
Sure.
you can build the deck around
I'm
it.
gonna go
Yeah.
for the good old formula.
Yeah, we're gonna try for it.
Gonna formulate. That's fine.
Another stinker.
All right, we'll go ahead and draw. That's pretty good. Okay, 1500.
What does
defense.
Eldritch
My
think of the
second
Almighty
attack
God,
hit
Spirit
will
of the
I
Pharaoh?
guess I'll give it a shot.
He
Why
doesn't
not?
think
Combat.
that Spirit of the Pharaoh is anything.
21,
He's
that's
got
fine. That's fine.
Ogdo
I'll try
this
hit for
now.
Okay, I will take 0. That's how it works.
And we'll try to go for 21.
Some
And I'll
level
go.
2 normal
You don't have to worry about
beats
me killing you out of nowhere. Oh, well,
king.
okay,
It doesn't
sure.
mean
I
nothing.
mean, it's not great. You do get to add the fucking recruiter to hand.
Yes, I do just cycle the recruiter. I think that's probably what I want to do. Yeah, we'll do that.
I'll
The fact that this card can search itself, like Konami still hadn't learned their lesson by this point.
No,
is
they
just
had
absurd.
not.
All right, we'll go to main phase.
Oh,
Let's go ahead.
no.
I guess we just run out recruiter. That seems fine, right? Yep, we'll do it. We'll try to.
Yeah.
I'll trigger the effect targeting Necro Valley.
That is fine.
Thank
So
the
that's
Lord.
gone. Gonna mill 3.
All the right.
Oh, there go the other Rykos. Okay. Second main, I'm going to fire off Gravekeeper Stele.
Oh, son of a bitch. Yep.
We're gonna add Necro.
Yep.
Excuse me, Necro Valley. We're gonna add Gravekeeper's
We
Commandant.
got
We're gonna
that.
add Descendant back to hand.
Yep.
Then we're gonna fire the Commandant. I was just skipping steps in my head, and we're gonna search ourselves a copy of Necro Valley.
That's
That's
okay. I'm really happy about it.
Aren't you? I bet. And then we'll fire
And all the
Necro Valley.
Rykos are gone!
Did you
You
back
get
row?
this
Go ahead.
Necro Valley.
I know. That's why you make sure it stays up, buddy.
Alright, I will normal summon Lone Fire Block.
Jesus.
Fine. I'm thinking. Sure. Yeah, I'll just warning this.
I know you have the Descendant in hand. Yep, and that's gonna be the end of the game. Oh,
Wow.
No!
God, yeah, you are so set to just like eviscerate me if I just think of an opportunity. Crap.
You were so dead. You were so dead. Avarice set, double Dandy Engraved. I had access to Spore. I could have gotten into anything I wanted. Oh my god. I
I
mean,
know how I felt last game, buddy. This is exactly how I felt
MBT,
scared. I'm banished from Doom now, fucking
please.
fossil guy.
well, you know, I don't have anything to say about this.
Please.
I've never this one in our games and in your games. Sometimes Lucker Dogs get carried by broken floodgates.
Of course, absolutely.
I gotta
absolutely.
say,
And Joseph,
though.
I'm the one playing this deck, of course, as well. So I mean, you shouldn't have expected anything else. All right, good luck, buddy.
Good luck to you too. I will tell you this. Necro Valley, man. What a house of a card versus this deck.
Unreal. Such a crazy card.
Oh,
Necro
yeah.
Valley like still gets side decked today for this exact reason. Just it's so powerful.
Wow, this is a rough one. Let me draw my 6 cards, see if it fixes it. Wow, it got worse. Oh no.
No.
Is that even possible?
I'm gonna try this
No!
one. Alright, go ahead, buddy.
All right, we'll draw. Anything
Oh no. You think I drew good cards? Absolutely not.
Potentially. Can't say. Let's go ahead and a couple of decisions here. You know what? Screw it. Let's have some fun. Let's run out of Cyber Dragon.
Fine.
Let's go to battle. Let's just see what this is.
You couldn't have activated the Necro Valley first.
No, what fun would that be, buddy?
Okay,
You're
well,
gonna
I'm
kill the
surprised
Cyber
I
Dragon.
won't target the Sidra.
All good. Failure 3. Ooh, okay. Those are no monsters for Second main, I will just go ahead and set a pair and throw it over.
We did it, chat. Alright, so these are both interruption, but it's not like I can do anything about it. And I'll bitch Dandy, we're gonna summon a quick draw.
That is fine.
We're gonna go Drill Warrior.
So
Is that okay?
good.
Same situation as before, essentially. Am I fine with this? I don't know. Drill Warrior can get out of hand. Let's just Judgment it. I don't want to deal with it.
Whoa, that was huge. Alright, yeah, that's fine. To the grave it goes. I don't really have anything left to do. Go ahead.
All right, we'll draw. Stand by main. Let's start with a pot.
Yo, we did 4,000 damage with that Drill Warrior. So
Go ahead and see what we get.
strong.
They're nice. They are alright.
I think I will.
This
take
is funny.
the
It's
dimensional-
leaving up to it, Kevin.
I like you're doing a lot of attacking in this deck. We'll see.
You gotta say, Gravekeeper's certainly the
But I'd love
less
to get another
interesting
card as well.
deck
Make sure we shuffle this
to
properly.
look
Okay,
at
let's go ahead and
personally.
run out a recruiter. That'll just hit the token. And
I would
second,
argue
it's
that,
three cards.
despite
Could be
how much I don't like Gravekeepers,
Okay.
they're
Let's say
still
this
an
is
interesting
the
deck. They
I'm
do,
not gonna kill you.
when
Like,
they
there's no
branch
reason to
away
80,000
from the
damage
Grave
on
Hate
board.
stuff, they have some cool stuff going
Oh,
on.
perfect. Okay, well that's at least good to know. 4 monsters in Grave, which is a little bit concerning, but screw it. Let's go.
The
I'm gonna
multi-tribute
run
guy,
out
for
of
instance,
Are
is
you
really
going
cool.
to do anything with Pride?
I am. I'm gonna sack the recruiter target the back
I
row.
will chain the back row.
Okay.
I just don't like
things
dealing
gone.
with
I can
them.
trigger the recruiter still, which is pretty good, and let's go ahead and get another recruiter.
Okay, I hate that you can do this.
And I'll just pass the turn.
If you could
I
get
can
Spy,
understand.
it would still be as playable. If you can
I
get
agree. I agree.
Oh, fantastic fucking rip off the top of my deck here. Alright, go ahead, buddy.
Perfect. We'll draw. Any standby?
No, no.
Main one. I will just run out the recruiter.
The
You know that.
Stell.
Wait for 12.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pass.
I mean, no, go ahead.
The
Draw again.
Gravekeeper's
No.
Adele.
Just keep going, buddy. Make it as painful
Second
as
main, I
possible.
will set another back row.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're toast. Oh, you're fucking toast.
We'll draw. Any standby.
No, no, of course not.
In one. I'm gonna knock the set.
No, it's my Ryko.
Okay. Get them all out.
I imagine you have
Not a flip, though,
I do
so
not have any
the other ones are fine.
Fucking Necro Valley. Jesus Christ.
The third one's in your grave already. So.
Awesome.
And I guess I will go to battle and keep hitting for 12.
I will take it. I will take it.
Go ahead.
You can't be serious. That can't be the draw. It's impossible.
What is your hand, buddy?
Oh, you're gonna find out.
I guess at some point, I suppose I will. I'm going to tribute the recruiter for a Cyber Dragon.
Okay.
Trigger the
Oh no, I
recruiter.
have the
I'll go
Necrovalley on
bottom
field.
tier.
Sure, that's fine. So Sydra's banished. Trigger recruiter. I'm going to add Commandant.
I was
Yes!
hoping that was not the case.
I will-
Yes!
Let's grab a
Yes!
Necro Valley.
Alright, we got a turn.
We'll fire it.
Yep.
No, you don't.
Royal tribute.
You gotta be fucking with me, buddy. Alright, are you ready? Are you ready?
Okay, I hate it, but it's still funny.
Huge break in this deck. But that's not all
Okay.
it contains. It's got a Caius.
Okay.
You know it's got a second Caius. And buddy, of course it's got the third Caius.
Holy fuck!
Oh,
My
God!
hand consists of an Effect Veiler, which will with not really doing much given your hand. And my last card is a Gravekeeper Stellar.
Oh, wow, that's really convenient for you.
Yeah, isn't it? Right, buddy? Let's go ahead and fire that.
Oh,
Speaking
great,
of which,
great idea, yeah.
I'm gonna grab Recruiter and
Oh.
Commandant.
Sure.
And I'm just chilling
God.
since I already normal summon. Go ahead.
Uh,
Anyone's game. Anyone's game.
Yeah, could be literally anyone's game. Fucking hell. I don't know, I'll just pass turn.
All right, we'll draw. Let's go ahead and fire Duality.
Off the top. Yeah,
Off the top.
Why not? Why not?
What do you expect, buddy? Oh, and look at those hits. Those actually aren't particularly great. I think I'll take the Stele.
Sure.
Keep the advantage going. Then let's go ahead and shuffle up, and let's run ourselves out a Recruiter.
Gentle, to answer your question, if you mean like what's going on right here where there's two pictures, I actually don't think it's got two webcams set up like natively. The way I handle it in my progression series with Noah is that I put myself in the OBS where my face usually is, but I have Noah Jenk record on his end all of his just face footage, and then I crop it down and put it in there. So that's how I handle doing this, if that's what you're asking about.
For 17.
I'm going to Malevolent Catastrophe.
Ooh, okay. This is a card.
You haven't put the Commandant back, buddy.
I got a Starlight Room, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's
You okay over there, buddy?
no, that's fine. That's
But he's gonna Starlight
It's fine.
Road.
I think this might also be the end of the game now that you've done that, too. So this is what, 17,
it's a little
25?
off, I believe.
42, yeah, so we're off by 200, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Sick.
Second main, there is no Gaga Cowboy that I have access to, so I will pass the turn.
Oh, good. It's not the nobleman. It's something. I promise it's something relevant. It's not a bluff.
Okay, I'll draw. I'm just gonna go to battle. I don't want to commit anything else. We'll hit with Stardust, and we'll hit with 17.
I'll flip nobleman. Yeah, what the?
Okay.
Those were not close. Oh my god.
Do they play no more games?
It would have been sick if I didn't have the Starlight Road, in all fairness. Like, I would have been a 4-for-1. If you had Avarice, you could have just immediately gotten back into this game.
Yeah, it plays
such
more
a
games.
So, like, that would have just given
Watch
me
more.
an open opportunity to start going. But, I mean, I had to comment on for the follow-up just to get the Necro Valley again. So, I mean, you had like a one-turn
Oh,
It's really good
God.
Fantastic card. Yeah, yeah.
You wanna run
Pain
Yeah, let's run the game 3. Let's have some fun.
Oh, I
in
don't
my
think we'll be having some fun.
bones.
How you doing over there, buddy? Doing okay?
Ah, this is bop.
I've been better.
I can imagine. Yeah,
Fast talking, high pants, cutaway gag.
I won the die roll. I've gone first 3 fucking games in a row. It doesn't matter.
You can let me go first. You want to start
Oh, I'm sure that's the difference maker for sure. Right, I'm shuffling my deck. I'm not drawing the fucking titanium. Okay, well, that was not titanium at least. All right, can you possibly defeat my setup?
Potentially. Nothing in standby, right?
No, nothing standby.
Okay, let's start with the duality.
Fine.
See what we get off the top. Those are okay.
All right,
Let's grab the
Yo.
Also fine. I'm just very happy.
Yo.
Let's pitch the Commandant.
No, you don't.
Grab the Necro Valley.
Do not have it turn 1 dog. No, come on.
Buddy, what are you worried about over there?
I don't know. What could I possibly be worried
What
about?
could you possibly be worried about, buddy? Activate Royal Trade. Buddy, I didn't have a monster!
There's 4 monsters! Holy shit. Share!
So, game 4? Game 4?
No, I am complete. I've experienced everything. You know what the worst part is? That was the play around Royal Tribute. If you had gone first, I would have just lost. It's not like
Yeah,
you did.
straight
I lost
up.
anyway. Oh my god.
Straight up.
Jeez,
Never
Shane
mind, you were
Gould,
trying to
thank
play
you
game
for
board, not mine.
subscribing.
That upon myself. That deck is so
Oh,
good.
God.
Oh, my God. All right, let's try this again. Let's try this again.
Oh no.
Okay, let me make you feel better. I will.
Ian, so essentially map Noah's video footage to the dual footage and audio. Yeah, essentially. I have to make sure I record both of our audios at the beginning so I have a place to sync both of us up. But then I turn off my audio so it's only me, and then I kind of like just sync up where it is and then just put his imagery on
I'll
screen.
tell
with
you,
mine.
I don't have Royal Tribute in hand.
Yeah, that's good.
It's like a picture-in-picture thing.
Sure.
I'm going to activate a set card, and you're gonna go.
Activate a set card. Fantastic.
As one does.
I'll draw. She's big.
She's awful.
She's kind of thick. Yeah. What do I actually do about that? I'm going to fire Necro Valley.
Yeah.
I'm going to set 4 cards, and I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay, stand by me.
No Royal Tribute. See, I was be honest.
Cold wave.
Gross. Yeah. Can I afford for you to Cold Wave? Wow, that sucks. Oh crap. I'll play. Go ahead.
All right, I'll normal Sangan and go to combat.
Sure. 38.
38. Go ahead.
I mean that's a little bit better. I will set and pass. Go ahead.
All right, stand by me. I'm going to normal Caius targeting your set monster.
That's pretty good. I will warning Caius.
Sure. Go grab my Sangan. I don't fucking know. Probably. Let's grab a Ryko.
Okay. Take out the Necro Valley at some point.
I'll go to combat. Try and hit him.
It is Spy, which will die, even though he's 2,500, but 28 is a little bit bigger than that. I will get special
Just
summon.
a tad.
Oh, well, that was all that then.
Maybe my cat's meowing like crazy. Oh yeah, take care of that cat.
Yep, that's a good one.
I think I need this to go through, or I'm probably dead. If I'm being honest.
The
Let's
third member of
grab
his review
Ascendant.
depressed Nova because Alex played Gravekeepers.
I summoned Caius.
You summon Caius, yeah.
I know you gotta share
So good.
if you play
Let's
Gravekeepers.
take... Yeah, I'll take the
I
Allure.
wish you wouldn't.
Okay, put these back. We'll shuffle this up. Then I will fire set Allure.
Also fine.
We will banish the Assailant from hand. I'm going to normal summon Commandant. I will activate the set.
Bro.
Shane Titanium.
So they are both gone. Then that was my summon for the turn. I will just pass.
All right, stand by me.
Oh.
Normal
1100, can you close it up?
Dragon.
Ooh,
I can't.
That's a good one.
Attack.
Oh,
Someone's in
Necro Valley.
defense
Okay,
position.
okay,
Yeah, I
okay.
can't summon
Yeah, go
because.
Alright,
Oh
let's activate
no! You
Stellar.
so close.
Get back to the... actually, do I want Commandant? I don't know if I do.
Oh,
Descendant
so
5, actually.
close.
I can attack the debris. You do have a set. It's a bit worrying. Yeah, I will.
Head
just
canon
set
is that
that.
Ogdobus is just a kid who has the personality of a
Yep,
cat,
that-
who has
that'll do it.
too much
Caius
power
Caius
and is
Caius. That's
easily
what it takes.
manipulated.
Yep.
Oh god. Ah yes, the book. If you had removal for Caius, the targeted face-ups, I was prepared to book my own Caius.
Oh, fantastic,
This
fantastic.
was
Yeah.
terrible. This was awful. I mean, that's what
This
takes
Oh
Cold
no,
Wave.
if you won, okay.
It takes Cold Wave.
God.
That entire game was just
Yeah.
because I got a shit ton of free damage in off of Cold Wave. If that game lasted even a single additional turn, I was just out of it. Wow, this deck is so consistent. It's so repeatable. The cards are so good. They play around so much shit. Oh man.
And it's not like Plant
Oh,
Synchro
that's
or
a good
Quick Draw
idea.
Dandy Warriors a bad deck,
No,
right?
it's a
Like,
really good one.
This has been one of the best decks of like the entire year. That
Such
we've
a
been in
hard
for the history of
counter.
Yu-Gi-Oh! And just
Good God. That was a slog and a half. Jeez. Alright, let's go back to face cam for a bit. I need to cool off. Oh my god. Did Gary do nothing wrong? I defend my Necro Valley Turbo with my last breath. You do your thing. Even though you just saw Exhibit A about the horrible war crimes that Gravekeepers are sending out. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I played Gravekeepers quite a bit in Duel Links, but in my defense, every other deck was incomplete at the time. Duel Links is a different story. I don't have any opinions on who plays what in Duel Links. Unless you play that annoying frickin' Weevil Lava Golem deck, in which case you are the antithesis of fun, and I wish you would not. I wish all of your gotchas go terribly. I might use a duel against Unova. Oh, thanks. Oh, thanks. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Great Heroes are a good deck. Oh, I'm not saying they're not a good deck. I would never say they're not a good deck. Clearly, they have great plays. I do not like them. What's first, Mystic Mine or Gravekeeper? Mystic Mine by a mile. Mystic Mine by a country mile. I would take Graveyard Lockouts over just complete monster shutoffs any day of the week. That being said, there are degrees, and Gravekeepers are certainly in that Mystic Mine orbit. Nova, use number 30, then say pick your... Okay, one second. I gotta double check number 30. What's that? Yu-Gi-Oh! Number 30. Acid Golem. Okay. Nah, I'll do that. I loved running that in, like, having fun playing that in Burning Abyss for a time. That was hilarious. You run out your own Acid Golem. You creature swap it over to your opponent. It's great. It's an absolutely hilarious time. Right here, I might have been talking about plants. But were you though? Because I've got a feeling that you weren't talking about plant synchro. Time for Economic Mismire time? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I would be upset if they did that. Okay. All right. I've got some... Oh. Actually, it looks like Big Boy wants to go see Delilah, so I'm going to step away from the screen for just a bit so I can let him out. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Gotta let that boy out. That boy energy. Muhammad, I love that they're transforming Dogmatic into a ritual deck. It makes sense. They hate the extra deck, so the fact that they have an extra monster type that works around that is pretty sweet. And they have a bunch of high-level monsters, so it's like, nice. Now we just have to have a version of the deck that makes it so it's worthwhile to play Nexus. Actually, yes, I was. Oh, well then, okay, then I can't wait to see you play Plant Synchro then. I hope everyone's looking forward to that Mystic Mine Premium Gold reprint. No. Okay, let's go ahead and... Okay, cool. I've got the page pulled up here. Alright, so this is what we're going to be doing for the rest of the night. Invoked Explained. For those of you who did not join in last stream, we all came to a consensus that we are writing Invoked Explained. We have written the preamble. We've plugged in the call to action. We've talked about Alistair. We've talked about Invocation. We've talked about Magical Meltdown. We've talked about Kaliga. Yeah, we finished Kaliga. So, we are still talking about the fusions. So let me go ahead and look up the levels real quick on these, just to make sure I've got all the right ones here. Kaliga, Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's go Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Database. Invoke. In the name, search sort by level. Can we sort by level here? By level, heck yes. Okay, so after Kaliga is Raijin. Is Raijin. So if you could only make one card to help make it meta, how would you help Ice Barriers or BLS? God, that's a pretty deep question that I don't know if I have the answers to. Ice Barriers clearly need like main deck monsters that are better at just like holding the field, because they do a lot of like floodgate stuff, but they don't have a lot of like negation or interaction stuff, so they need more of that. For BES, they have big bunguses that attack, but they absolutely lack the extra deck. There's gotta be like some kind of link 1 you could make for that deck that would, the link that searches the field spell jokes aside, it's pretty good. So that's about all I can think of. Can you do a number of videos, please? Okay, Joseph. So here's the thing, Joseph. I see you're asking that. I want to make sure I answer you about this. Numbers are enormous. Even just talking about like the numbers themselves, there's like multiple numbers for each given one. Not each given one, but there's several that have multiple entries. So there's more than 100 monsters, and then there's all the spell and trap support. Will it happen? Oh yeah, there'll be a numbers video one day, but it's gonna have to be something like the Utopia Explained video, where I've got to like take a week off or something just to prepare the monstrosity that is the number monsters. So it will be anytime soon? Likely not. Raging will be next. That's true. Here's something that might be useful here, maybe. So Nova, do you just talk about TCG, OCG, or do you talk about the anime as well? I don't talk about the anime very much. I have, to my knowledge, not sat through the beginning to end any of the Yu-Gi-Oh seasons. Not for any quality reasons for any of them. I'm just bad at sitting through long-running series. Unless I'm keeping up with it as it's coming out and it's like season by season. Like, I'm all caught up on My Hero Academia, but that's because I got it on the ground floor and watched it as it came out. Watching these enormous Yu-Gi-Oh seasons would be a Herculean task. The Invoked Book of Moon, that is Wind. Yep, that's the one. So, start off here. So, usual stuff. Invoked Raijin is a level 5 Wind. Now, Raijin's a warrior, right? They're a warrior. Okay, I always think they're a thunder monster for some reason. Warrior with what's your stat line, buddy? What's your stat line? $22, $24. 2200 attack and 2400 defense. Acquiring Alistair and a wind monster as fusion material. As a quick effect, you can target a face-up monster on the field and change it to face-down defense position. Okay, so that's the raw information on the card. That's where we always start. What do you think of a Signer Dragon Explained video? Well, Kevin, I'm glad you asked, because instead of doing a Signer Dragon Explained video, I'm actually going to be doing each one of the signers individually. Those are my big, like, 10K milestone thing. So at 20K, I'm going to be doing Yusei, so that's all the Stardust ones. So, yeah. Lambo, Rage looks like No More Heroes boss or Dark Souls boss that has the lore of I will flip you, and that's the best boss in the game from its flippin'. It's just flippin', folks. That's my new shirt. It's just flippin', folks. I have fallen with Range recently, but even I haven't finished with it. It can be tough. Like, even if you like a series, that's a lot. It's a lot. Like all the Signer Dragons in general. Can you do a tarot card video with Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Artorias' deck? Like, at some point I'll do Arcana Force, but if there's, like, some kind of expanded anime... Like, I'm not going to do the Hangman. The Hangman is a card in Duel Links, but I'm not going to do it for my video. I'm only going to do things that have been released in paper Yu-Gi-Oh. So, but at some point, like I say, every archetype's going to get a video. That's the plan. Not sure when, though. Writing an essay. We are writing an essay, and that essay is my video formats. Hey, Dyer, how's it going? How's that sweet MBT subathon going? By the way, why are you all here? Why are you all here watching me when you could be watching MBT and the crew go absolutely ballistic? Well, now it's time to invoke the opponent's demise. Hey, there we go, there we go. That's definitely a Duel Links line. If Bumbles McFumbles was still making those cool, fan-made lines for Duel Links, that'd definitely be something Alistair would say when attacking or using the effective Raging. But okay, something I noticed, all the Invoked modules level 4 through 10. That is correct. Okay, so. That's my position. Okay, so what's some things we could say about Raging? Personally, I'm thinking of all the invoked monsters, this is the one with the most utility. It's effectively a Book of Moon. Oh, I'm seeing a thing. Nixinium, thank you for subscribing. I just gave him $100 to listen to Carkalicious on stream, and he's still at 40 hours. Jeez, they're not gonna let him go. Sorry, folks, MBT is just gone now. He disappeared into the content void and never came back. I hear they're still sending rescue people into Twitch right now to find him, but odds are looking slim. I'd suggest an electrocardiology joke with Raijin, but that may be out there as the moon. We'll see. I've made some real reaches for puns / jokes for these. I am not ready to rule out anything, but we'll see where we get to when we get there. There are 2 level 8s. Yeah, but like Algetti's came out like way away in the future, so it makes sense. Is his fusion target. We'll definitely be touching on the fact that it's an instant fusion target. Okay, one sec though. I gotta see what the heck Carkalicious is. Is this a Homestuck thing? Is this a heckin' Homestuck thing? Carkalicious. Oh yeah, it's a Homestuck thing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad you subjected it. He deserves it. He deserves to be subjected to that. A Metal Gear joke might be easier as much as it breaks the rules of breaks the rules of God damn it. I don't know, we made a Metal Gear joke in like the Mutant video. It's gotta be good. If we do it in this video, it's gotta be a really good one. No, he's Raiden. Oh, of course, he's Raiden. God. Okay, we'll keep it in mind. We've got that or we've got Mortal Kombat, so those are on the line right now. What about... Now, before we continue, a quick thanks to our video sponsor, Raging Shadow Legends. Oh my god, folks, this is the best idea I've ever had, because we're finding the worst jokes. The worst. When Zephyrovid, the same answer as everything else, in the future. Book of Mooney. Yo, we can't see the whole script. My brain can't get into funny mode without all the text. Well, I can't show all the text on screen. How am I going to do that? It's fine. The odds mean nothing for those who believe in the heart of the cards. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Newsflash, Nova's a Homestuck fan. If you haven't figured that out yet, that's on all of you, honestly. I've been dropping so many hints about that all the time. Like the classic time I talked like Aridin for an entire video. That time I cosplay as Tarvis to talk about Fur Hire. The signs are there, folks. Coward fears I invoke your demise. I activate Invocation's effect. Fusion summon. Invoked Mechaba. You have no escape, vile fiend. I step away for a bit. What I miss? We started Invoked writing, and you missed History of Yu-Gi-Oh. That's about it. Also, Dyer's here. I think ideas not coming up with them. Okay, so it's effectively a Book of Moon. Effectively a Book of Moon. That you can Book of Moon it's effectively a repeatable Book of Moon on legs that anyone can access with with 1,000 life points and a hot cup of noodles. There we go. You want to have a bad time? I don't want to have a bad time, but I'm sure that it'll be introduced to me. Alright, Nova, when's the Super Duper Ultra Double Star Deluxe Wolf Turbo video? That is gonna happen sooner than you think. Is there anything below the its? I honestly couldn't tell you. I can. The top of my screenshot right now is the Invoked Kaliga. That's top left. There's here. Hate that sugar high. No, don't say that. Signs are there. Having quirks. Okay, so life points and a hot cup of noodles. But in engine. You can even bypass the destruction. You bypass the self-destruction effect of instant fusion by having Raijin target itself to shrug off that condition. But when fusion summoned properly, you can start flipping down. We can't see what you just wrote. Okay, there we go. That's what we're talking about. Okay, let me go ahead and see if I can fix this. Here we go. That should do it. There we go. Now I know what the issue is. Now I can fix it. Imagine an archetype based off YouTube's god-awful copyright system. Yeah, it's an archetype called S-Force, and I hate them. Because of the long stream for Halloween, I'm secretly hoping you sneak a big shot joke in somewhere, but I doubt it'll be this video. Maybe trains, definitely trains. Well, you can definitely check the trains video that already exists. That's a great way to see if it's in there. Though, spoilers, temporally I'd have a lot of challenges doing that. I don't know if there's going to be a big shot joke in this episode, unless just saying big shot counts as the joke. But if you look at the big stream, there's a few shots of comprehensible size. Yeah, sorry about that. Now I know what the issue is. So hopefully we got that fixed up. Okay, so. That's what I meant from the start, by the way. I mean, you could zoom all the way out so we could see all the text. Okay, okay. My apologies, I didn't pick up on that. Seeing how long you take on your scripts, making me feel guilty about how fast I speed through writing mine. Yeah, but your videos are like 2 minutes. Of course it's going to not take as long. They're much shorter. And see, that's the thing, right? Like, it's not about the size of the video, it's the quality. Every Dire Yu-Gi-Oh video is 2 to 3 minutes of delicious. It's knowledge. It's got a funny intro. It's got great ad integration in there. Ooh, the trifecta. Delicious. By the way, Nova, the trains video is 11 out of 10. I'm glad. I really think Peeps Yu-Gi-Oh brought a lot to it. And Aerosol TCG, I wouldn't have been able to make it anywhere near as good as it was without them pitching in. Because I don't know anything about it, but now that I have their knowledge seeped into my brain, the next time I get enough money to spend on cards, I am definitely going to be investing in Earth Machine, because that's a fun deck. Put it in the Magalonica's bit. Magalonica really is a big shot. Or Algetti's nice. They put an Among Us joke in the script yet? Not yet. But we'll see. A Speedroid video someday. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be the weird thing. So, we're gonna be covering Synchro Storms sometime in the future, but Speedroids are gonna have to be their own thing because, once again, Speedroids, enormous archetype, absolutely undulating with content there. For years. Well, they cared enough to make some stuff in Synchro Storm. I would love to do one recently, but like it's too much. It's too much Speedroid. If you use something properly, you can start flipping down. Flipping monsters down right from the get-go. Right from the get-go. Wind is a pretty tough attribute to get a hold of, but thanks to hand traps like Droll and Lockbird, as well as a surprising amount of synergy with Wind Witches, it's hard to count. There's always a chance this... okay. Plus, beers are only getting bigger. Yeah, exactly. Mentioned a few weeks ago. Well, hello, train lover. Oh, I hope as a train lover, it was from the train video, and I hope you enjoyed it. How'd you fix GX Cyrus roids? Also, imagine if Cyrus managed roids were a thing in real life. I'm going to be honest. The last Duelist pack where they made roid cards actually was some pretty stacked roid cards. Mixed roid is a great fusion card. The new city is like, it slaps. The new fusion card is kind of iffy, but it's way better than stealth fusion. Like, oh my god, it's so much better. Be a way to make a good roid. Well, to be fair, they need to stop printing restrictions on it to keep them from not being able to use them with speedroids, because that would be good. I don't know if it's a good idea in the long run, obviously, but that would make them better if they could access like generic speedroid cards, because they're also all machines too. But like, it's the same thing with a lot of old GX archetypes, right? Like, roids don't have interaction at all. They sit there, and on your opponent's turn, they might as well be vanillas. We need roid monsters that are built in a way that affects the modern gameplay, and that means making, I don't know, turret roid. You strap some guns on a tower and you make it so that they can remove on your opponent's turn for something. Just something. For some reason, S-Force reminds me of the video game Astral Chain. It also has S-Force Chase with the artist funny case. No, yeah. The whole S-Force area kind of does have that cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's like not the right way. It's kind of cyberpunk. It's got that kind of same level of cyberpunk aesthetic, so I can see that. Yeah, that's why I need a summary. It's hard to just get a hold of them, and I play them physically for like a year and a half. Ooh. Angel Player's a friend of mine no matter what. That's true. Spoilers for the future. Ancient Gear get an Xyz monster that activates the opponent's trap spells for you instead against you and are being disabled. Imagine Ancient Gear Uno Reverse Golem. You laugh? That actually sounds exactly like the kind of thing they would do to that deck to give them an edge. It would be like, you would activate it on attack, and then you would target a card your opponent control, spell trap your opponent controls, place it on your, or set it on your side of the field, place or set, whatever the right term for it is, and then you would activate the card if the activation timing was correct. Otherwise, you shuffle into your opponent's deck. So it would be kind of like a, bait doll on a monster. Either you get to use it or you remove it. And because they can't respond with spells and traps because most Ancient Gears keep them from attacking, all that would, you don't have to worry about your opponent chaining anything in response. So I think that'd actually be pretty neat. Also, I think Cyber Dragon and Cyrus Roids, because A, lore, and B, I think it might work together. It turns okay. It might just have a bad build, but it's not as good as that. Well, I mean, in real life, I don't think they do have a good stuff like Link. But as long as we're fusing archetypes based on anime connections, Cyber Dragon Roid isn't half bad of an idea. They went through so many hoops to make Cyber Style a thing. Why not? Why not Roid Cyber Dragons? Nothing but turtles. Yes. Okay. Surprising mass energy, which is there's always a chance. This ruler of thunder could hit the board. So okay, so instead of thunder of ruler, it's ruler of thunder. I'm gonna go back to torture MBT. Hope you have a fun rest of the stream. Make sure to put in an Among Us joke for me, chat. All right, take care, Dyer. Good luck with the, I'm sure the absolute pit of whatever's going on over there, and the subathon. Take care. Okay. So we thought of a lot of jokes for Raijin. Do we make a revengeance joke here? That seems like the most fitting. But we got a lot of good ones. Thunderstruck is that AC/DC song, but I already did that for Elemental Heroes Explained, so that's not good. I forget, what were some of those? Let me see if I can scroll up and see if I can find some of those jokes people were thinking of. Muda. Victorious. Electrocardiology joke. Joke. Okay. We got Mortal Kombat joke. I don't know what Revengeance is. Revengeance is that one Metal Gear spinoff where Raiden is the main character. So Raijin. Mortal Kombat. God, I would if we could do something like that and then like do them. I might do that. I might do this joke and then put like the Mortal Kombat sting in there. Oh, yeah, here we go. Okay. There's always a chance this Ruler of Thunder could hit the board for some Mortal Kombat. 2 seconds of the theme ensues to help avoid copyright claims. Boom. How's that? Let me read this out real quick to see if we need to make any adjustments. Invoked Raijin is a level 5 Wind Warrior monster with 2200 attack and 2400 defense, requiring Alistair and a Wind monster as fusion material. As a quick effect, you can target a face-up monster on the field and change it to face-down defense position. Of all the Invoked monsters, this is the one with the most utility. It's effectively a repeatable Book of Moon on legs that anyone can access with 1,000 life points and a hot cup of noodles. Sorry, that was wrong. It's effectively a repeatable Book of Moon on legs that anyone can access with 1,000 life points and a hot cup of noodles. You can even bypass the self-destruction effect of instant fusion by having Raijin target itself to shrug off that condition. But when fusion summoned properly, you can start flipping monsters down right from the get-go. Wind is a pretty tough attribute to get a hold of, but thanks to hand traps like Droll and Lockbird, as well as some surprising synergies with Wind Witches, there's always a chance that this Ruler of Thunder could hit the board for some Mortal Kombat! And that's how we stop that section. How does that sound, folks? 2 seconds of the theme is still scary, though. Don't let Raijin kill your video, man. God, but it's so tempting. I think 2 seconds is fine. If it doesn't work, I still think the joke works without the theme music. The theme music would just make it funnier. So I'll cut it if it happens. Wait. What about Thunder by Imagine Dragons? His rule of thunder could hit the board and make your opponent feel the thunder. I'm not familiar enough with that to make it flow well, I think. I low-key want to run Flenderies because, in the words of a friend, they have the same vibes as Melfi. They do, and they're really powerful. Alright, cool. Let's move on to the next one. Level 6. Invoked. Okay, I'm not looking yet. Magalonica is not 6. Mechaba's 9. Magalonica's 10. Mechaba's 9. Who's 8? Cositas? Is Cositas 8? Fork. Done Dark? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we can only go up to 9. So Mechaba's 9. Magalonica's 8. Cositas is 7? So I think 6 is Purgatrio. Survey says, is it Purgatrio? No, Cositas is 6. Dang it! I've got my levels mixed up. Forks and knives. Okay, Invoked Cositas is a level 6 water dragon, right? They're a dragon. Yeah, they're a dragon. With 1900, I already forgot. I cannot keep these numbers in my header. 2900 with 1800 attack and 2900 defense. All right, cool. Defense requiring Alistair and a water monster as fusion material. Invoke Cositas a criminal in Duel Links. Absolutely. Its power is beyond reproach. Elysium is 10. That's the 10. So no, Invoked by Heart, I'm a cry. Yeah, that is true. I have failed all of you, and I apologize profusely for it. In the voice delivery of Doug Trios. Purgatory, Purgatory, Purgapa, Trio. Trio. Delilah started doing it. I had to answer the call. Okay, so, let's get this pulled up here. Gonna not look at chat for a second while I write this out. They can't be destroyed or targeted by your opponent's effects and can attack while in face-up defense position, applying its attack for damage calculation. Okay, that tripped me up so much, and I am going to put my frustration with that into this into all of this. Just you wait. Fighting back. Listen to can't spell Alistair. Even though Dante is best bay, lol. There are a lot of best bays, okay? I'm not gonna sit here and, I've got 2 hands, but I've also got room in my heart for a lot of different monsters. So I ain't gonna be exclusive to Dante. And Dante knows that. I've talked with him about it. He knows. And he's cool with it. We had a conversation about it, and he's fine. Located okay, so regulation. Which I believe is the only defense position attacker that does this. Total defense Shogun, super heavy samurais, even the alternate attack effect of Ice Jade Ship Kingfisher Cositas. Okay, let's check chat real quick. Who just ran the Duel Links? He was put firmly on ice, but I think he's a pretty cool customer. Yo, that's great. Nova, you should put Doug Trio thing in the Purgatrio bit. That sounds great. How bad is it, Haas? It's looking pretty bad, Corbin. We got people over here thinking that I can make revengeance jokes after I made a Metal Gear joke in the Mutant video. Someone get the noir filter on here. This is getting out of. What about Rampart Blaster? Well, Rampart Blaster's so weird. Like it does do that though, right? Like it does apply its attack. Though to be fair, I did completely forget about Rampart Blaster. Rampart Blaster. Card attack will in phase of position, but only if your opponent controls no monsters. If it does, this card's current attack is halved. Okay, so yeah, technically, Rampart Blaster does work like Cositas, but it's so also nerfed by everything else. It's so bad. Dante is babe, only DMC Dante. Jeremiah, you're gonna need to take that back. You're gonna need to take that take back to the store and get a refund because it is patently wrong. Chilling 5 feet apart. Cositas is well known for being banned in Duel Links because what most decks cannot deal with a watery boy. It's also known for OT. Oh, it's got an OTK too. Dang. It really do just be happening. I do agree. It just happening. Then continue walking blind to the truth of Alistair. That's an Among Us. They're tiny space soldiers that go around trying to fix their stations. But watch out! One of them is an imposter. Imposter. Is that like Decoy Octopus? No, Snake! Decoy Octopus died like an idiot at the beginning of the game. Looks like we got a disconnect there, folks. Rampart Blaster, or what if we made Cositas but bad, but also in the future? I mean, sure, Rampart Blaster can do it as well, but that card is so poorly formatted on top of its general unplayability that we're going to pretend it doesn't exist. Despite the odd choice to not apply the defense value, Cositas still makes for a strong stall option in paper Yu-Gi-Oh! And an absolutely format warping Leviathan in Duel Links. So what was it? It was Cositas plus you would put Power of the Guardians on there to essentially make it immune to battle destruction, right? Is that what the combo was? DNC is 1% less hotter than Yu-Gi-Oh! Dante. True. Y'all doesn't understand. I am the nonsense. Oh, I understand. It can just... I need you to stop being that particular brand of nonsense. There's a whole spectrum of nonsense you can get a hold of. Just not that one, please. I'm just going to check my phone while I double check my sources about the thing that I said. Boom, boom. Clearing out. Da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Okay. But yeah, I need to confirm if it was that Power of the Guard. Let me double check to see what the name of that was real quick. Power of the Guardians. Spell equip specifically. Yeah, Power of the Guardians. Okay. Clean out some of these tabs here. You ever think token monsters even know how they are banned or they get thrown? You ever think token monsters ever know how they are banned or they get thrown into a cell? I don't think I'm connected with you on that one. I activate Ancient Gear Uno Reverse on Kevin Gardner. Make him undraw 4 cards. Wow. Wow. Powerful. I invoke the power of Stall, the Leviathan of the band. Show ye self. It's me, the dragon. I'm a big old dragon, guys. Don't target me. I'm made of water. You can't target water. It's impossible. Don't try to destroy me either. I'm water. You can punch water, though. Punching water is totally fine. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and write it out, and if I'm wrong, you guys have to let me know. And if I look like an idiot because of that, that's all on you. I can just blame anything weird on you guys with this. Leviathan, with the help of the equip spell Power of the Guardians. This water dragon was a nigh unstoppable juggernaut. Is Cositas banned now? Is that what they're at? I forget. You know, although we never got the Waken the Dragon armor cards, Brave Token is sort of a spiritual successor to that. I can see that. It's got a lot of like different pieces coming together. The Brave Token is the player, and they're all kind of combining for that. I can see that. Punching water gets harder the colder it is. Arguably, though, it's easier because you can inflict damage once it's more solid. Corbin, it's the perfect way to tell your opponent to remember to hydrate. Hydrate! I'm made of water! Like, all I think is that the banned section is that it sells, so does Dandelion or Grinder Golem know why they are banned, or they just get Link for their explanation? I'm very tired. Well, but like, we're banning the monsters, not the tokens. I mean, like, I think the question would be, do their tokens know that they're banned? Like, are fluff tokens just kind of waiting in the wings going, oh, someone just showed. Oh, I can't wait to do plant synchro stuff. It's been a while. Okay, it is banned. Okay. I don't know anything about Duel Links, Invoked, to be honest. I just assumed that Cositas, Alistair in hand was the combo. I imagine he melts out of the way of effects and reforms by freezing again. Yeah, that would be in line. So I don't know about Duel Links. That's fair. I do not cultivate a very strong Duel Links audience because I'm not a very big Duel Links player, so that would make sense. I'm gonna go with this, and then I'll just look like a fool. Unstoppable Juggernaut. So much so that you can't even play it on the platform anymore. Oh, I'm seeing some stuff. Revan Mega, thank you for subscribing. Guardians want to think like you think, man. Is that it? Is that not it? I thought it was Power of the Guardians that made it like big, because then it like, even if you could attack it over it, it was like, nope, I just get a spell counter and then I expend the spell counter to keep me safe. Can't even play it on the platform anymore. Because it is banned. Just another example of how different cards that might not have had much of an impact in paper Yu-Gi-Oh! Can have new life breathed into them with a new format. And B, your money is at the hands of a God. Here's the joke. We have to talk about how your cards in Duel Links aren't real and they don't exist. You can't like resell them or like have them in a collection. So we're gonna make fun of the fact that you spent time getting Cositas and now you can never use it again until they decide to undo it. Okay, so cards that might not have had much of an impact in paper Yu-Gi-Oh! Can have new life breathed into them with a new format. And B, your money is being sunk into a digital platform that offers you no physical value in return. And once the sun unleashes its full magnetic force upon this insignificant orb of dust floating through the void of space, all of that data will be lost. Gone forever, like so much spam email. No, just tack on, or at least that's what chat told me to write on the end of that paragraph. It's good. Absolutely. There we go. Your cards in Duel Links are like your 2D wizard boyfriend, not real and hates you. But in paper, you have a physical version of Alistair that you can keep with you, and you don't have to worry about it. You can always make sure it's there. I refuse to believe chat is real. You know what? That's a good take. That's a great take. That's some Soma level takes right there, and I'm down with that. Lost, gone forever, like so much spam email. Fun fact, actually, magnets do not have any way to destroy data. No kidding. Well, then the question would be, magnets would have the, oh, one second. The mighty Tornadus. Tornadus, thank you for subscribing. And I hope that you can help me raise my ranking in Pokemon. Okay, so my question, so the magnetic energy, that would still, like, knock out, like, long-range communications, right? Because that would still be just as effective as, like, wiping all of your connection with that. Is my understanding. Like so much spam email. God, I'm going really deep on this, but I don't have a way to tie this together to make it funny at the end. All the data lost, gone forever, like so much spam email. Boy, I should have... Okay, there we go. At least weaker ones, the stronger ones do, and yes, they do. Okay. So that'd be just as effective as, like, getting everything, you know, disconnecting everything. Okay, let me read this out, and we'll see if I can stick the landing with some performance and see if the joke works. Invoked Cositas is a level 6 water dragon monster with 1800 attack and 2900 defense, requiring Alistair and a water monster as fusion material. They can be They can't be destroyed or targeted by your opponent's effects, and it can attack while in face-up defense position, applying its attack for damage calculation, which I believe is the only defense position attacker that does this. Total Defense Shogun, Super Heavy Samurais, even the alternate attack effect of Ice Jade Ship Kingfisher. I mean, sure, Rampart Blaster can do it as well, but that card is so poorly formatted on top of being generally unplayable that we're just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. I'm gonna fix that typo. Despite the odd choice to not apply the defense value, Cosita still makes for a strong stall option in Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! And an absolute format-warping leviathan in Duel Links. With the help of the equipped spell Power of the Guardians, this water dragon was a nigh unstoppable juggernaut, so much so that you can't even play it on the platform anymore because it is banned. Just another example of how cards that might not have had much of an impact in Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! Can have new life breathed into them with a new format, and B, your money is being sunk into a digital platform that offers you no physical value in return, and once the sun unleashes its full magnetic force upon this insignificant orb of dust floating through the void of space, all that data will be lost, gone forever like so much spam email. Boy, I sure do love digital trading card clients. Corbinism, thank you so much for the $5. But be me, blame chat, be part of chat. Stonks. Thank you again, Corbin. Okay, let me get that right there. And why you'd think turning up the field strength means pretty much fishers. And their point was that it wasn't magnetic fields themselves, but rather effects from their interacting with the physical things effects. Yeah, that was great. Cool. Actually, let me add a little bit. Your money being sent to a digital platform that offers you no physical value in return. Thus, any card can be ripped away from you at a moment's. Hello. You can turn off the camera.
Just no one make fun of me for being ugly, okay?
Oh, thank you.
No problem.
Also, you're not ugly. You're beautiful and gorgeous.
Nope.
Yeah. Yes. Delilah will not understand just how beautiful and gorgeous she is, and it sucks. Can you tell I got paid today? Yeah, I can tell I got paid today, but no, thank you so much. Here you go with it. Cool. Okay, so the moment a bean counter decides they don't want it in play. There we go. So there that adds the specific part that people who run those things can just say, nope, you can't use this anymore. Okay. It's like saying gravity is a force, which is technically true due to curved space, time paths, but if you drop a rock on something, it still hurts. Sometimes things are sometimes things are practically true, even if they're not technically true. She's not ugly. Absolutely. She's not, and it's not, yeah. Years of living in a world that will, like, be mean to women for not conforming to, like, perfect beauty standards has caused, like, entrenched stuff, and it really sucks, and it hurts me whenever I see her call herself like that, which is why we have to make sure that Delilah knows how wonderful and pretty beautiful she is. Very beautiful, has a very pretty voice. Kevin, you're exactly right. Listening to Delilah sing is one of the highlights of my day. Sandwich. Delicious sandwiches. Yumbo. Ooh, this is covered in sauce. Make sure she sees this Nova. Absolutely, I will. Someone clip this section so that it can help take this and show it to her. I will fight Delilah for calling herself. Absolutely. When Delilah says that she's ugly, that's her being mean to my wife, and I don't like when people are mean to my wife. I don't take that lightly. I didn't do the laws of electromagnetism. Even a AAA battery and a wire produces some electromagnetism, but is useless in perceptibly negligible way. Yeah, that can happen. That's how it goes. Oh, Mackie does. You're right. One sec. Sorry, Mac. Someone wants to see you. Hey, Chad agrees that your voice is gorgeous too, by the way.
I'm not worried at all. I look very ugly right now, and I'm not super dressed up. So don't worry anyone.
You're very cute. And your voice is great.
No thanks.
Yep, it's true.
Bye.
You know what? I don't know what sando it is. I took a bite out of it, but there's like there's like cucumbers and spinach in here. I'm sure there's meat in here somewhere. There's tomatoes, but I can't place the. I think it's a sweet onion chicken teriyaki.
Yep.
Oh, excellent. With a hint, I believe, of balsamic vinegar. GoldenNova mukbang. Hey, as long as no one's grossed out by hearing my chewing noises, that's fine. I had like a real like phobia like eating on stream for like the first year or so. Because I didn't want people to think I was gross and weird for eating on stream. And like audio kind of like big smacking noises. If anyone's annoyed by it, let me know. I will stop. But until then, I'm so hungry. Delilah, more like Queen of Gorgeousness. Oh, got him. Get owned, Delilah. I'll make a competitive Crystal Beach deck to own you. That is supportive and a threat, which is exactly the kind of way you got to do it sometimes. Streamer is gone. Let's talk about Invoked. Okay, so back to this. Okay, so Kaliga's 4, Raijin is 5, Cositas is 6, Magallanica is 8, and Mechaba is 9, so the next one has to be Purgatrio. Did I remember this correctly? Is it Purgatrio? Survey says... no, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I have to actually type it in. Heck. Invoke. Level. Yes, Purgatrio was 7. Okay, we got it, folks. We got it. Okay. Invoked Purgatrio. I'm going to check chat one more time before I push it off screen so I can write this first part. Yes, I do go from physics lecture to sandwiches. Absolutely. I have pretty bad misophonia, but thankfully it's not triggering my by eating sounds. However, that does seem to be most common recognized trigger. Well, if I start doing anything that does, let me know. Last thing I want to do is cause any sound issues that upset anyone. I don't think there's any sound I could make that would be worth like for funsies that would like get people upset. We're forgetting Elysium. Elysium's coming much later. We still have to get through like all the... I'm thinking we do all of the initial Invoked first. We skip Algetties, and then once we should we do all of those, then the link, and then talk about Algetties after that, or should we make sure Algetties gets included? Clip Gotten Chief. Corbinisms, as always, you're a delight and a treat. Thank you so much for your help. Purgatrio. More like Purga, oh no. Yeah, Purgatrio was also a Duel Links hyperstaple that was also really good in regular Paper Yu-Gi-Oh! Because having a multi-attacking piercer that gains attack based on opponent's board presence might be a little good. Oh yeah, we'll touch on Elysium. No worries. Okay, one sec. I'm gonna write this part. First part out real quick. Okay, Invoked Purgatrio is a level 7 Fire Fiend monster with 2300 attack and 2000 defense, requiring Alistair and a fire monster as material. They gain 200 attack for each card your opponent controls, can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, and deals piercing battle damage. See, that's the thing. I know Simo has the however, but I want to do I want my thing to be and that's how we're gonna go from there. Purgatrio go bonk. Probably see the monster release order. Elysium for Pyrrha. Because then we talk about the relevance of their release to the playstyle and the impact at the time. That makes sense. That makes sense. Don't you mean pole position? Jeremiah raises a point. Think you can get away with the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 joke? Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I am mostly through Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I don't know anything about Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So if we're talking about Pyra, no, I have no clue. So I don't think I'd be able to. Though I guess all of you guys could write it for me, and then if it's a bad joke, I can just blame all of you. But I know enough about Disco Elysium that will definitely probably make it in as the Elysium joke. It's either I'm going to reference Disco Elysium or Hades. It's going to be one of those two. Invoked Purgatrio is like a really tasty sandwich. It just keeps giving you layers to work with. One of those layers is more punching. Nova out here trying to embody the soul of improv. You've done it. You've broken down streaming to its base essentials. Noah chuckled. You mean, the pole position? Oh my god! Nova's about to flip up pole position! Activate, What's the spell you use to make that work? Oh no, there's not even a spell. You just do Link Summon Curious. Almirage. Yeah, Almirage is definitely part of the tech choices part at the end. That's essential. Nova's the soul of improv. General Feeds, I recently beat Tales of Arise. Oh my god, I can't wait to play it. My other partner, Sky, got me into Tales games, and they currently have Tales of Arise. And I need them to beat it ASAP so I can play it because I really, really want to play it. It looks so cool. I'm sorry, that's such a niche reference of mine just now. What, you mean the Chaos Emerald one? I got that one. If we're talking about that one, I'm down. You could mention Age with Purgatrio. True. We can do that. I'll keep that in mind. Yeah. Opponent. Okay. Once each and deal piercing battle damage. So yeah, 2300 might sound a bit low for a multi-attacker, but Purgatrio doesn't care what kind of card your opponent controls. This ain't Flare Scarab. A monster here, a couple of back row there, maybe even the odd field spell. And Purgatrio can easily get into the 3000s. And that's not including just how devastating the Alistair boost is with them. I recommend watching Chugga Conroy's Let's Play of Final Fantasy 2. Warning, long, doesn't even begin to describe it. Ugh. Daniel Kenzo, thank you very much for subscribing. Okay, Chugga Conroy, I'll keep that in mind. Just me, or does Albaz remind me of Devilman, and does Dogmatic remind Organization 13 and the lore in general reminds me of Devil May Cry? I don't know enough about Devilman. No, actually, I know enough about Devilman to see where you're going, actually. I can see that. Organization 13, the shadowy people in robes, you know, that's fair. Lore General and Devil May Cry. That one I don't vibe with, but maybe other people will see that. Well, my homie Zagreus calls it Purgatory. Should we make a Purgatory reference for his name? Or maybe actually do everything before beating the final boss. In what? Oh, Tales of Rise. Do everything before. Okay, well then. Also, maybe you could mention the Alistair boosting Purga counts all of their attacks, not just one. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a. Guys make fun of GoldenNova because he made a typo. Do it. Do it, you fools. The more you type in chat, the more statistics I get, which means the stream is boosted further, which means my viewership grows. Make fun of me all you want. My power only grows. But it does hurt like a little bit, like a tiny bit, and then it kind of multiplies, so we'll see. Does Alice Bruce compete with them? Because remember, multi-attack. It's not out of the question that a Alistair boosted Purgatrio can absolutely wreck an opponent who's chosen to go wide with monsters. Not out of the question that an Alistair boosted Purgatrio can absolutely wreck an opponent who's chosen to go wide with monsters, giving them a severe case of burnout. You guys are watch out real quick. Imagine making a collab with Rada. Yo, if I could collab with Rada, I'd be on Easy Street. That's not true. It's never that easy when it comes to collabs. But it would be neat. Considering all the people who compare me to them, it'd be cool to have us come together and do something. But we'll see. That's why Mechaba is such a friend and menace. True. Unless you've played SMT4, then they're just a menace. Doonday123. Hey, Golden. Hello. I made a stained and silver screen archetype based on concepts from Bendy and the Ink Machine. Ooh, are you going to share them on the Discord? It's called Purgatrio because you lose your life points. So basically small emotional damage as a means of swarming the board. I mean, chat with field presence. I'll take it. I'll take it. I'd rather partial to Girls, Guns, Gold myself. Okay, that I don't. Oh, is that the song thing? I know the perfect thing for Nova Golden Win. Okay, Golden Win. So we're gonna tangent really quickly. If I could have an anime OP, for like an episode, like for an anime opening episode, I would definitely want it to be the JoJo Part 5 first opening, and I would definitely want there to be a lot of imagery of like Eldritch being like my stand. I know it doesn't make sense technically in like the current storyline because we're enemies, but like it'd be funny to have a stand that was like in conflict with its owner. We've seen that a couple of times, and that's funny. B, Eldritch would just make a cool looking stand. I'm not gonna lie. So, Gentle Fiends has hit the nail on the head there. I completely agree. Burnout, yes, good. I'm on it. I'll see if I can get those ghosts out of the shell for the chat. Okay, cool, good. I'm glad you shared. Ian Taylor, there we go. We have our Mechaba joke, SMT4, or like where he sits on the real robot versus super robot scale. I like both. I guess I'm partial to like real robots though, because I'm a big Gundam guy. But I do love me some Gurren Lagann. That's definitely super robot. I don't know. I guess I just don't think of myself as either. They're just both good. Elves of the Perfect Monster drawn JoJo pose is not gonna lie. Yo, for real, they have the musculature, the physique, and like the oh man. That Eldritch alt art, I am screaming. I need 80 of them. Spinach. Okay. Let's read this out. Invoked Purgatrio was a level 7 Fire Fiend monster with 2300 attack and 2000 defense, requiring Alistair and a fire monster as material. They gain 200 attack for each card your opponent controls, can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each, and deals piercing battle damage. So, yeah, 2300... Oh. So yeah, 2300 might seem a bit low for a multi-attacker, but Purgatrio doesn't care what kind of cards your opponent controls. They ain't Flare Scarab. A monster here, a couple of back row there, maybe even the odd field spell, and Purgatrio can easily get into the 3000s. And that's not including just how devastating the Alistair boost is with them, because remember, multi-attacker. It's not out of the question that an Alistair-boosted Purgatrio can absolutely wreck an opponent who's chosen to go wide with monsters, giving them a severe case of burnout. How's that sound? Tristler would definitely be my stand. Yo, that's a good stand. Like the three like that would kick. Another Gundam fan. Heck yeah! Loves me some Gundams. I started with I was first exposed to it when with oh wait, Golden, and because I gotta go, good luck on the script writing, be gentle with the fiends. Yeah, take care, General Fiends, have a good one. Porcelain, I don't think I catch. What did I say? I did it bad. But no, I started with Gundam Wing when it came on Toonami, and that's how the whole like thing. I was a very confused child when I tried to figure out how to piece together all the Gundam stuff. But I'm glad I did. But yeah, OG Gundam is I wouldn't call anything my jam. I'm not so into any Gundam series that I know like I can name a bunch of stuff off the top of my head. But out of all of them, I'm definitely the most invested in original Gundam because that had like the most like games to play. To be fair though, it is incredible that I still enjoyed the series after playing after Journey to Jabura was my first Gundam video game, because that game is so janky. But it plays Soldiers of Sorrow on like the last mission at like the most like climactic time. It is outrageously cool. Drytron be looking as complicated as a Katakoi design. Okay, see, there we go. If that's a Gundam reference, I don't know. Now, from context clues, those Katakoi, are they like a designer? I'm gonna look that up actually. I'm very curious. Gundam Katakoi. Did I get the name written there right? Katoki. Mechanism. Okay, cool. So I got it from I got the context clues. Oh yeah, Gundam Wing. The Stardust Memories. Okay, cool. Well, then I have Katoki to thank for a lot, because Love the Gundam wing designs. Oh my god. I am still going nuts over Gundam Death Scythe and Gundam Heavy Arms. Cannot get enough of that. But I can see that. Quantids definitely looks like a wings thing. Like Hiroyuki is like, now executing the target. And then he goes to the graveyard and sees the 2 Drytrons in there and goes, I'll use whatever I have to win. Banishes them and just blows up 2 cards. Totally see that. That just happened in the anime. Imagine me and Alistair. El Shaddai Construct as my stand, and Invoked Mechaba as Alistair's stand. Yo! 1. Unbeatable by effect. 1. Unbeatable in physical combat. How do you defeat such a powerful duo? Imagine Karakuri versus Super Heavy Samurai versus Flower Cardians versus Sword Soul. Ooh, the power. I'm slowly building a Wing Zero. Ooh, nice. What grade is it? If we're talking about a model kit. Alistair and dual terminal would be super cool. I'm just saying, every storyline in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is part of a grand multiverse, and we're just waiting for the one set that finally twists them together, finally connects all of them. We know it exists. We've seen Evita. They just need to confirm it. I told the DMs, what kaiju would you fight and why? You get a custom mech of your liking, and you have a fight to the death, and over time it gets harder. Yeah, I think my idea was like fighting Godarla. And then like something with like a high range, like harpoon gun or something, to avoid its weird debuffing scales. Oh, the Mackie is back. The Mackie is back. Yes. Oh, the Mackie. Oh, the good girl. The Kotoki redesign of the thing. Kotoki redesign for a movie. Oh, the Endless Waltz version we're talking about? Yeah, the kaijus are the Yu-Gi-Oh ones. Okay, so we're down with this one. Let's go. Okay, so we know that 8 is Magallanica. So Invoked. Let's go ahead and get that pulled up here. I don't have to spend very much time copying over the name effect, because there is no effect. Okay. Invoked Magallanica is a level 8 Earth rock monster with 3,000 attack and 3,300 defense, requiring Alistair and an Earth monster as material. Doggo. There's Doggo. There's Doggo right here, sitting right next to me, next to the table. Let me see if I can. Get Doggo. Hey, Doggo. It's a Doggo. It's a Doggo. Hello, Mackie. Hello, Mackie. Hello, Mackie. All right. Back up here. I realized after doing this that this was actually very precariously balanced, so I don't know how to reattach this. My stand ability, the ability to freeze my opponents, to banish them to an icy prison, and has 2 forms, and if one is destroyed, the second one is even more powerful! And my stand is redacted, because I've already revealed too much about myself. Very Diavolo of you. Very good move. Until the dog will be back. Thou shalt not gaze upon my nickname in the Discord. It is unknowable. Fight Gamma-Seal with a taser so he can't withdraw and just get a really sharp long sword to just shank his exposed body parts. But Gamma-Seal's a good boy! He's a good boy. Yeah, Jeremiah's got the essential JoJo take, and I love it. Wisdom, who the hell made Clayman, or is it a guy in a clay suit? Hey, that's what we're here for. That is what we're here for. All kinds show up in the Nova stream for writing scripts, and it is as bland as your typical fossil fusion monster. So it might actually see play as part of an archetype people actually play. Let's do some variation of that, and that's it. It's a non-effect monster. It's a non-effect monster. So it's really here to banish Earths out of your opponent's grave and punch really good. Also, a Tenyi synergy, because it's a non-effect monster. Everyone. This has got a chance of being a big shot by association. Non-effect monster. Okay, not really getting anywhere with this. Let me check the meme folder for a way out of this segment. Ah. Those big stats really make this monster a big shot. Ooh, made it. Okay. His hand ability would be to disable other stands' abilities to fight physically, and Alistair would be to disable other stands' effects. Nice. Poglonica, more like Invoked. Snore. His burst can spawn sharp objects out of thin air. Also block the ultimate engine of destruction, Blue Eyes White Dragon. It can do that. It certainly can't move mountains like that. Invoked Mogolonica is a level 8 Earth Rock monster with 3,000 attack and 3,300 defense, requiring Alistair and an Earth monster as material. And that's it. It's a non-effect monster, so it's really here to banish Earths out of your opponent's grave and punch real good. Also, Tenyi synergy, because it's a non-effect monster. Okay, not really getting anywhere with this. Let me check the meme folder for a way out of this segment. Those big stats really make this monster a big shot. Whew, made it. Alright, that segment feels a little underwhelming, but it's funny because the monster also has no effect to talk about, so there isn't really a lot to talk about. Jeremiah, number 6 Chronomaly, Atlantids, and Invoked Magalonica are brothers. Their mother didn't tell them. That's true. That's true. That's a real fact. Okay, so, is there anything you want to change about this? There is, I don't think there's much more we can add to this. Because, like, Magalonica doesn't see play in anything at all. So it's not like we have anything, like, historically to talk about. There's no combos with it that I can think of. Unless someone's making, like, a Invoked Adamancipator deck. I don't think I ever seen such feelings of disappointment coming from text, but you handled it perfectly. That's nice. That's good. That's good to hear. Sandwich. Magalonica is not a disappointment. He's a friend. That is true. I don't mean to say that I'm disappointed in him. There's just not a lot to say about him. We've just got, like, a rock man. Yeah, see, Invoked OTK, they're the biggest attacker in the strategy. Like, by themselves. With Alistair, he's 4K. That's a big punch. So there's not, like, nothing. It's just, you know, not a lot to say. So for folks who really like the recent 10, then. Exactly. Well, I'll stop playing Duel Links, I think. Which makes sense. Monsters with big stats are very popular in Duel Links, so that would do. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to... okay. Time for what is arguably the most fearsome of the fusions. Invoked Mechaba. Invoked Mechaba, Invoked Mechaba. A level 9 light machine monster with 2,500 attack and 2,100 defense. Yo, Dark Magician vibes. Let's go. Acquiring Alistair and a light monster as material. Once per turn, when a spell or trap card, trap card, or monster effect is activated as a quick effect, you can send the same type of card, monster, spell, or trap, from your hand to the grave to negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. There we go. Okay. Magalonica is based on if you need more material. Let's go ahead and take a looky goosey gander. Magalonica. I keep looking it up and it says that it's grass. I thought it was an island. Magalonica mythology. Oh, the giant Southland. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Wikipedia.
Matt, did you want to come out here again? I heard you sniffing around in here. Mackie. Girl.
Okay, I can say for Mechaba, but after that one, I gotta hit the gym before it gets too late. Okay, then let's go ahead and see if we can get through this real quick. Send activation. Here, negate the activation. Do banish that card. Oh, Mackie, go ahead, go up, Mama.
Come on, sweet little banana butt.
Hey, little
She
banana.
looks like she's in trouble. Cause I caught her sniffing around.
We're gonna Vocaloid archetype. Ooh. I stand by my earlier joke about lawn chaos routes in the mecha genre. All right, and if you do, banish that card. So not only was this doing a great Dragoon impression back in the day, it didn't even have the respect to let your cards hit the grave. Any negated card that might have some kind of follow-up effect. Is it Monolonica based on a content theorized in the Atlantic? I think I just found that as I searched out like mythology specifically. So I'll see if I can look up anything fun to add to that later. Another card hit to grave. Any negated card that might have some kind of follow-up effect. Any card that might have a follow-up effect if destroyed or sent to the grave in general was thrown into the void, never to be seen again. Combine that with isn't Sulfachord the Vocaloid archetype? I would say that Sulfachords are a Vocaloid archetype. Oh, Kevin, you might have just said exactly the thing we're going to be using to end this section on. Combine that with a solid stat line and an attribute requirement in line with one of the best ones in the game. You can say mecha bye to anything that gets thrown its way. There we go. I think that's good. Let's go ahead and read this real quick. All right, time for what is arguably the most fearsome of the fusions. Invoked Mechaba, a level 8 light machine monster with 2500 attack and 2100 defense, requiring Alistair and a light monster as material. Once per turn, when a spell card, trap card, or monster effect is activated as a quick effect, you can send the same type of card, monster, spell, or trap, from your hand to the grave to negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. So not only was this doing a great Dragoon impression back in the day, it didn't even have the respect to let those cards hit the grave. Any negated card that might have some kind of follow-up effect if destroyed or sent to the grave in general was thrown into the void, never to be seen again. Combine that with a solid stat line and an attribute requirement in line with one of the best ones in the game, and you could say mecha bye to anything that gets thrown its way. Boom. It's great. Here my Invoked Divine Neos. Alistair +1 Divine Monster cannot be targeted or banished from the field. May only attack by direct attacks. Place 1 Yeet counter on this card for each attack done. 3-win game. Buster Bladers is Alistair, but instead of a staff and being hot, BB kills dragons and locks you down. They are both hot and very useful. Okay, let me go back to that island thing real quick. Magellanica. Terrace Australis. Other names for the hypothetical continent include and Magellanica, land of Magellan. And Magellan is like a dude, an exploratory dude. Okay, Terra Australis. First posited in antiquity and was appeared in maps between the 15th 18th century. The existence of Terra Australis was not based on any survey or direct observation, but rather on the idea that continental land in the northern hemisphere should be balanced by land in the southern hemisphere. This theory of balancing land has been documented as early as the 5th century on maps by Macrobius, who used the term Australis on his maps. If we think of any way to integrate that into the Magellanica thing, I think that'd be good, but I'm currently drawing a big old blank. I didn't say anything because I thought it was too corny. I will say, I will not turn down jokes that are too corny. I love me some corny jokes. Not everything might fit the way I want my humor to go, but I loves me some delicious corny joke because I love some corn. That was great. Good. The downside of BB is that it who plays Magellanica. More like Machillin. Machills. Thrown its way. Okay, okay. So, Elysium. But while Mechaba is the most fearsome, that's not to say it's the biggest. That honor goes to Invoked Elysium, a level 10 light fairy fusion. Here, a level 10 fairy monster with 3,200 attack and 4,000 defense, requiring an invoked monster. So any of our previously covered fusions, and a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. Rather strange fusion requirement, which acts as a bit of a limiter, so we have to use something from our field. They must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials, and while its printed attribute is light, while on the field they're also treated as, what's the correct order here? Dark, earth, water, fire, and Wind. And once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target an invoked monster you control or is in your grave to banish it and all monsters your opponent controls with the same attribute as that monster. Okay, there we go. That's the stats. That's the effects. Corn, the starch. Number 50, Black Ship of Corny Jokes. Detach a material to tell a knock-knock joke. Detach two to make a dad pun. There's a downside. Alright guys, I hate to do this, but I gotta run. Work in the morning and gym before bed. Hey, well, take care, Kevin. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good gym day, and I hope work goes well for you. That's when the Fire Nation pulled up. Hey, folks. That's a really cool ice tribe you have there. It'd be a shame if someone lit it on fire and took all your natural resources. Haha. Imperialism is fun. Okay. Stealing Doriato's power? Absolutely. It's a shame that it doesn't count as every attribute in the grave, because Elemental Grace Doriato would become immediately the most playable card in existence in like a Dogmatica deck. Hands down. That's that monster. This is Elysium is a prime example of a monster that's absolutely incomprehensibly powerful, essentially being a non-targeting banishing board wipe for your opponent that's brought in line by some truly unfortunate summoning conditions. If Invoked were a deck that was played pure, that was generally played pure, you'd probably... Never mind. Okay, I'm wording this correctly. If Invoked were built like a deck that was meant to be built like a theme that was meant to be its own standalone deck, I have no doubt that you'd be able to fill the grave with some spare Invoked to feed to this. But since it only sees play, but since it usually sees play, almost incomprehensible start. One sec. Almost as incomprehensible as its art. There we go. That's a good one. Thank you, Porcelain. Invoked Lucy might be the baddest invoked monster, but it pales when toe-to-toe with Ancient Gear, Uno, Reverse Golem. Why does the Ice Barrier have a snail and an Ice Knight with a snail being better? I am angry yet laughing. It's laughing. The snail laughs. So out of curiosity, what exactly is Elysium in the Invoked lore? I have no freak fracking clue. I have no idea. The thing is that it's not a fusion that requires Alistair specifically. It requires an invoked monster. So, like, one could argue that because it is every attribute of essentially every invoked, Elysium is not a like basic creature. It's like the plane of existence that all the invoked spirits come from. That's why it's so huge. So that might be what it is. But there's nothing like in the lore that connects directly to invoked Elysium. So there's not really a way to tell. Spare Invoked to Fetus, but since it usually sees play as a supplemental engine, there's not usually there's not really an inclination to feed these powerful utility monsters to the grinder like this, to say nothing of available extra deck space. Sorry, Elysium. We did our best to make the attribute sorry, Elysium, you and Doriato did your best to try and make an attributes matter and all attributes matter format, but that style of play is dead like disco. There we go. One sec, let me take a celebratory bite of this sandwich. Gonna go use Necros Kaleidoscope to help turbo out Elysium. Hey, just throw a bunch of stuff into the grave, it's fine. Behold, Neo-Force Blizzard Trishula of the Ice Barrier. My 3 heads are now 9 heads. Deal with it. Elysium, the invoked. The beginning, but also the end. Oh, hey, its level is also 10. Isn't Dragon's casting cost also like converted 10? That'd be pretty funny. Get a dip. Peace out, everyone. Good luck with the script. Thanks, Slambo. Take it easy. Elysium's the divine Neos of the invoked archetype. Lots of materials, kind of poor effect. Alex, oh, thank you very much for subscribing. Attribute soup. It has a good ring to it. Oh, Alex D. Sorry, the font was bad on that one. Thank you, Alex D. Let's do attribute soup format. I like what Corbin said. Attribute soup format. Matt viable. Big funny. Thank you. Alright. But while Mechaba is the most fearsome, that's not to say it's the biggest. That honor goes to Invoked Elysium, a level 10 fairy monster with 3200 attack and 4000 defense. Requiring an invoked monster, so any of our previously covered fusions, and a monster that was special summoned from the extra deck. A rather strange fusion requirement, which acts as a bit of a limiter, so we have to use... A rather strange fusion requirement that acts as a bit of a limiter, so we have to use something from the field. They must first be fusion summoned with the above fusion material, and while its printed attribute is light, while on the field they're also treated as dark, earth, water, fire, and wind. And once per turn, as a quick effect, you can target an invoked monster you control or is in your grave to banish it and all monsters your opponent controls with the same attribute as that monster. Elysium is a prime example of a monster that's absolutely incomprehensibly powerful, almost as incomprehensible as its art, essentially being a non-targeting, banishing board wipe for your opponent that's brought in line by some truly unfortunate summoning conditions. If Invoked were built like a theme that was meant to be its own standalone deck, I have no doubt that you'd be able to fill the grave with some spare Invoke to feed to this, but since it usually sees play as a supplemental engine, there's not really an oh, that's gonna be bad to say when I try to record this. There's not really an inclination to feed these powerful utility monsters to the grinder like There's not really an inclination to feed these powerful utility monsters to the grinder like this, to say nothing of available extra deck space. Sorry, Elysium, you and Doriato did your best to try and make an attribute soup format viable, but that style of play is dead like disco. And that's how we got our Disco Elysium combination. Also, yes, Elysium, magnet of ruling questions for some reason. Oh, was it because they thought, like, no, but Elysium is banished, so it only banishes my light monster? You fools. You utter rubes. They're all banished at the same time, which means Elysium's on the field, which means it's all attributes, you fool. Jeremiah. Ah, yes, an attribute soup deck. This will go nicely next to my GX hot sauce deck. Yep, that definitely tracks. That does track. That makes 1,000,000% sense. So I do have to say, Elysium's hit song September and Let's Groove are some good songs. No, oh yeah. I'm there. I'm there with you. Ah, yes, the hot sauce. Mm-hmm. Chumley's dad drank too much hot sauce, and now he has to go lie down because he's suffering from a spicy tongue. I can't believe Chancellor Shepard let Chumley go back home with that absolute hot sauce maniac. That was irresponsible. Okay, so we should GX hot sauce ain't the best sauce. The best sauce has 6 numbers. Nope, that joke is going over my head. My apologies. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the Fusion Enforcer Spell and Trap, Book of the Law, and Omega Summon Arts, I believe it's called. I'm looking it up right now. Oh, just Omega Summon. Okay, and Book of the Law. Okay. However, despite my previous musings about how Invoked can't be played pure, that didn't stop the developers from making some cards that would try to help with this. The first being the Book of the Law. It's a quick play spell that has you tributing an invoked monster as cost to special summon an invoked monster from your extra deck with a different original attribute from that monster. And this is treated as a special summon, as a fusion summon. Of course, it'd be treated as a special summon, you rube. Okay, let's check back in with chat. Hey, Gentle Fiends, welcome back. Alistair, the hot sauce invoker. You know, I wish we had Chumley Australia support. Yo, for real, can we get Chumley in like a legendary duelist set at some point? Although I find it interesting how in the anime, Chumley was apparently a bad duelist, but an amazing card designer. You know, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that that aspect makes Chumley one of the most interesting characters in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it shows a path to being a part of a community without necessarily having to be the top duelist. And I wish we got more characters like that, to be honest. Because, like, you know, technical play is different from knowing how to design good game systems. Just because you know how to play a game doesn't mean you're going to be, like, the best at it. Does Kangaroo retrain? Let's go! Let's go! What in the name of Captain Kangaroo were you on about there, dude? Which dude? Me? Am I the dude? I don't know what we're talking about. I've been getting the cards from my explained videos. Good. Good. Yes, the explained videos shall spread throughout the net. There will be no corner of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card database that has not been transcribed into video form. Oh, yes, that's true. We can talk about how it's technically an Ultra Doll Fusion. Okay, so, extra deck with a different original attribute from that monster. And this is treated as a fusion summon. Guy understands game design, he just isn't a good pilot. Hey, that's true. And I think that's really cool. I think we should have more things like that. Where some characters are more like, you know, they know what designs good card accessories, so they make, like, deck boxes and stuff for people. I know that would be difficult for, like, how Yu-Gi-Oh! Is written nowadays, but, like, from the little I've seen of the Cardfight Vanguard anime, not the overdress one, that's the really new one, but the one before that, I think it was the one before that, it's more grounded, so it feels like you could, like, have more people like that in a more grounded series. I just think that'd be cool. Like, for instance, like what if you had some story arcs where it was like someone was trying to get like their own version of gem playmats or gem accessories off the ground? Like, that'd be pretty cool. They're going to events, repping their friends' stuff, so like they're invested in like them doing well in a tournament to like rep their merch and all that. I think it's pretty cool. So you can say the Earth Invoked can put your opponent on the rocks, crushing it. Also, is that a Nerf gun I see behind you, Nova? There shouldn't be. I don't think there's a Nerf gun over there. There's a bunch of stuffed animals over there. Being able to build a plane does not qualify you to pilot one and vice versa. That is a great way to put it. That's an excellent way to put it. Ah. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so. As far as support cards for... You TCG'd my gun. Haha. It's a pop gun now, you fool. I have made it child friendly. You fell for... okay. Okay. You got me. I turned around. Fusion. Themes go. The book of the law is pretty stellar. It helps get you into Invoked that you might want, but neither player is supplying the correct fusion, the correct material monsters to make it happen. And while you can only activate one per turn, that doesn't mean it can't be extremely deadly. If cards like El Shadal Fusion and Mask Change have taught us anything, it's that if you don't make it so you have to summon the monster in defense position, you can rack up big damage in no time. For instance, if you clear a board with Purgatrio, but your opponent still has a few life points left, you can just swap them into Magalonica to secure the win. Oh. Aboza. I think it's Aboza. I can't really see the font very well from this, but Aboza, thank you very much for subscribing. Aboza. Unless it's pronounced otherwise. Aboza, if you're in chat, let me know. But I'm thinking of, like, Abe Lincoln. Pog sub. The ultimate subs. The Pog ones. Secure the win. So did Judge Dredd make this book? Youch. Legends say that if you say his name 3 times in Mirror 3 and Blue Afro Nova will appear. Oh man, that's one of the best songs in DDR. GoldenNova is pretty sus. It's looking a little vented. According to the latest arc of Sevens, the main crew joins Goha Corp because Yuga is offered effectively a game design position. Yo, what a sellout. What the heck? What the heck, Yuga? You're supposed to fight the man, not join them. Come on. What about building your own road? Poggers in chat, dude. Guys, can we get some pogs in chat, please? Can we get some... Look, I'm going to say this. If you've seen... Like Gentle Fiends, you see what he did. He just put the vector emoji up there. You only get that whenever you're a member, but I only get a certain number of emotes to add to the channel based on how many members I have, and we don't have a Nova Pog face yet, so I need as many people as possible to join their membership purely so I can commission Nova Pog and then have the room to add Nova Pog into the rotation so we can use Nova Pog. That's what everyone wants, right? To spend money to Pog? I don't know words. I don't know marketing either. and secure the win. Now, no Disco Elysium joke. Oh no, we got the Disco Elysium joke. Because it's that style of play is dead like disco, so it's Disco Elysium. So that's how I worked that in. Blackwing Invoker of Pog. Now one. Hey. I want to secure. Now one might think they can. Yeah, gentle fiends with the showcase of what you can post in chat while I'm posting scripts. Now, one might think they can use Book of the Law to make Elysium bypassing. Nova Pog would be great, not gonna lie. It would be pretty sweet. It was a huge oversight on my part not making that part of the initial batch. I was a fool. Spend money to Pog is a good deal. It's pretty good. Of course, to be fair, Yuga is still carving his own road because now he's making Rush tools, but with official backing, which is surprisingly nice. Oh, okay, that's cool. I was worried with the whole offered a game design position. It was going to be that storyline where it's like, yes, you will serve our corporate interests, and you will make game designs that will encourage gacha addiction in kids, kind of thing. But that's good. I'm glad that the Seven's way of life has sojourned on. Now, one might think they can use Book of the Law to make Elysium, bypassing its horrendous summoning requirement. But it says it has to first be... Oh, wait, one second. I need to put more context in here. Make Elysium, bypassing its horrendous summoning requirements. Especially because this counts as a fusion summon. But it says it has to first be fusion summoned using the above materials. So it's... So... giant orb in the sky is still out of our reach. But still, whether you're looking to access the right effect at the right time, or to smack your opponent with an island-sized fusion monster, this quick play spell is a great way to throw the book at your opponent. Hello.
Am I allowed to curse on stream?
Oh yeah, you can curse.
Okay, cool. It's bitch ass cold.
Uh-huh.
So I'm grabbing some my little footies. That was all. What's up, people? It's bitch ass cold.
It is bitch ass cold, folks. I can say it because Delilah said it. It's fine. Silly tech pick, Magistus Grimoire Crowley. Oh, that's getting added in the tech pick section. That ain't flying anywhere out. The emotes break in the online screen chat though. Ah, forks. Oh well. Silly tech pick for Invoked Homunculus, the alchemic being for attribute access, or Quantum Cat. Okay. Let's read this, see how it goes. However, despite my previous musings about how Invoked can't be played pure, that didn't stop the developers from making some cards that would try to help with this, the first being the Book of the Law. It's a quick play spell that has you attributing an Invoked monster as cost to special summon an Invoked monster from your extra deck with a different original attribute from that monster, and this is treated as a fusion summon. As far as support cards for fusion themes go, the Book of the Law is pretty stellar. It helps get you into Invoked that you might want, but neither player is supplying the correct material monsters to make it happen. And while you can only activate one per turn, that doesn't mean it can't be that doesn't mean it can't be extremely deadly. If cards like El Shaddoll Fusion and Mask Change have taught us anything, it's that if you don't make it so you have to summon the monster in defense position, you can rack up big damage in no time. For instance, if you clear a board with Purgatrio, but your opponent still has a few life points left, you can just swap them into Magalonica to secure the win. Now, one might think that you can use Book of the Law to make Elysium, bypassing its horrendous summoning requirements, especially because this counts as a fusion summon, but it says it has to be fusion summoned using the above materials, so the giant orb in the sky is still out of our reach. But still, whether you're looking to access the right effect at the right time, or to smack your opponent with an island-sized fusion monster, this quick play spell is a great way to throw the book at your opponent. No, the Goha siblings like Rush Duels so much that after their previous game, Overseers leaves, they offer the position to Yuga so he can officially help the format. Yo, that's cracked! I dig. I like it. Adam Flair, I like make, not make. Yep, yeah. We're embracing typos today, folks. Well, the night for me is really hot. Oh, well, I hope that it's not too hot then. Okay, so Porcelain, did I get the essence of Invoked OTK right, or was I missing anything? A, question for Porcelain. B, question for the chat. Is there anything that I'm missing out on in all of this? As I check my phone again. Hey guys, where do I put Sky Iris in my Perform Pal? Odd Eyes or Magicians? The answer is yes. So what episode do we decide on? We are making Invoked Explained. Have we done a you still take the damage joke? No, we went a different direction with Purgatrio. If I ever do like a Yuya Explained episode, I should get all the clips of all the characters saying, "But you still take the damage!" And then just put it on anyone that has piercing. Like, that's just the joke for all of them. Oh, it's Invoked, so we have made a Meltdown joke yet? Kind of? I think we did. We're past Meltdown, at least. Invoked OTK really clears the board before going to the battle phase, not gonna lie, but yes, I like it. How do we normally do it? Oh, or is it like using other cards to clear the board, and then you just attack with a lot of good Invoked monsters? RDHSM. Red Dragon Archfiend? Because, yeah, I think that's a... Yeah, I think like one of them forces monsters to attack position or like to attack, and then they blow them up. I think I don't know. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I'm not good with the words. Hmm. And that really was an error of card design, wasn't it? Oh man. At one time, you could build a monster whose whole thing was punishing defense position by blowing them all up. I've noted in the anime there's often personalized styles of dual discs. Have you any thoughts as to what style a Nova one would be? Let me think about it real quick. I'm a I'm actually a really big fan of Crowler's dual disc. Because I'm in my 30s now and I need to like, watch like the weight that I put on, and having like a harness for it seems like it would really help. And just having the like holding the hand out, having the card shoot into it, that was cool. I'm not a Crowler guy. Crowler's dual disc rocked. Yeah, get rid of anything problematic and then attack with invoked mech knights. Okay. Then yeah, I think in the context of talking about it in like an explained video, that scenario was pretty good. So I think that'll help with putting that all along. With conveying the might of Book of the Law. Oh no, now I remember a dual disc design that always kind of spoke to me was the idea that most dual discs are like very evenly like balanced. Like a lot of the action goes on like around here. But I always liked the dual disc designs that worked as like tools or weapons. So I was wondering like what the logistics would be for a dual disc where instead of all of the stuff happening right in front of your arm, it extended out kind of like an arm blade out to like here. So you would hold the dual disc kind of like this. So you get like really anime pose whenever you're doing stuff, and you play like out here. And then if you have to fight someone, you just like pull it out and you start like sword fighting them with like this arm blade you have. That's the kind of dual disc I would want. No, they just punished the player for special summoning. Da 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 da. You thought you were gonna play Yu-Gi-Oh? Too bad. We're printing a Mayakashi card that stops you from doing that. Real talk, I hated the Invincible boss. You still take the damage design era. Unironically, like poor game design. There's no value to anything. And then Kaiju. And then they stomped on the field, was like, I don't care about your unaffectedness. You're not unaffected by rules mechanics. Okay. Nova, you're making me want to draw you with a dual disc. I'll say this like I said during the video just now that we released today. I've got a fan art section on the Discord. So if you want to draw a Nova, if you want to draw like this, if you want to draw the fictional version of Nova, if you want to draw Duskbots or Eldritch or all kinds of fun stuff, I highly encourage all of you to do so if you feel comfortable with it. And if I can share it, let me know, because I'd love to share it. Jeremiah, Red Dragon Archfiend hates defense position monsters. Super Heavy Samurais are all about that thick defense points. Quintet Magician, I fear not being tributed. And then they like fist bump Darkest Diablo's like, yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I've actually worked on a design like that for a dual disc. The issue with that is that the balance puts too much stress on the shoulder over a long period of time to be comfortable. Yeah, that makes sense. Stupid physics, stupid reality, keeping us from having anime powers and tech. Gugh, stupid. I wish reality should go away. Reality's not my real dad. Slam the door. Okay, we're about 5 minutes off from the end of the stream today. I think we should wrap this right now. We got pretty far. We started with like Kaliga, so we did Raiden, Cositas, Burger Trio, Magalonica, Mechaba, Elysium, and we covered 7 cards today. That's pretty good. My first couple of years back to the game were very, very productive. Yo, if you were doing dual disc design, I agree with you. And I mean, this question was entirely loaded with fan art in mind, and I'm going to encourage it for all I can. I will say, just to put this out here, I'm going to do my due diligence. I want to avoid as much parasocial relation stuff as possible. I want to encourage, and I don't mean this in a mean way, and I'm not calling out anyone specifically, but I'm not your friend. Please make sure that you don't, like, treat me like a personal someone who, like, is, like, your friend or something, who, like, you have expectations of personally. I want to try to dissuade that as much as possible. I do not want to be a creator who leans into that. That being said, I would like to encourage people to use whatever weird ideas I've put into the universe to explore their own creativity and, you know, also leech off the idea that people are making fan art of my stuff so it can look really cool for people doing that. And also because it'd be really cool to see people do that. So that's my duality of asking people to make fan works of my things. Please do it, but I'm still a weird person on the other side of the screen. Roman and Seven says a guitar dual disc. Yeah, I think I've seen that a couple of times. It's so sick. It's so cool. In fact, the really variant ones, again, like Crowler's mentioned, that are just structurally different or interesting. Absolutely. Magalonica. It's Magalonica. I do want to make a dual disc a thing. Dude, if real functioning dual discs become a thing, I am going to go buck wild. I'm surprised we have not seen Wings as a playing field AFK. Like these wings, or is it a different kind of wings? Porcelain, my dual disc would be based on Invoked because I definitely don't have a problem. Yeah, would it have like the geometric like staff design? Like would it? Because like the staff kind of like tapers out and it has this diamond at the end. So would you like wear it backwards like this, where the diamond's like near your elbow, and then you have like some like light patterns to like? Would it be like the Zexal ones that are like the energy things that you place them on, that kind of stuff? Because I gotta say, like, the fact that it kind of tapers out and has the diamond thing kind of fits perfectly as, like, say it fits perfectly ergonomically would be really stretching it. But, like, shape-wise and aesthetics-wise, that feels like that would fit. Jeremiah, dual disc shaped like a sandwich. Yummy. Draw cards from between the buns. It's like a little, like, salami. It's like, oh, that's good. Oh, no, I real draw. Bat belt dual disc. I have a card for every occasion. Gentle feels like actually usable and possibly have them work on holograms. That'd be so sick. Chillin' 5. My dual disc would be a Blue Eyes White Dragon because I'm Kaiba, but socially awkward. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yummy. Christopher Foster, thank you very much for subscribing. Like mechanical wings on a backpack coming out in front of you to be a playing field. Oh, that would be pretty sick. I could vibe with that. Corbinism. So in reality, a dual disc could work by having miniature QR codes on the card's backs. That's how dual terminal worked. And then just a little screen or something to show up the monsters. I'm just saying, we're getting there. Weird tech is happening. We could get there. All right, well, we're a couple minutes off, so what is it that we have left to do? We've got to do Omega Summon. We've got to do Link Alistair. We've got to do Algetes. Is there any other Alistair cards that we have not mentioned past that point? I think that's everything. Yeah. So next week, let's meet on stream here. Let's all meet at the regular time, 8 p.m. Central Time. We'll do one more pass on this script. And hopefully we'll have it done for making it next month. And then we can see how we'll actually do it. If I get them working. Thank you very much, Gentle Fiends. I would love to be the first to test your real light dual disc technology. First one, I've never seen Zexal, but I was thinking more based on Book of the Law design, to be honest, with the blue gem and all. Ooh, that would be pretty cool. There's already a good precedent for stuff like that with the Dual Academy ones, so I am down with that. Actually, factually, Zexal-style dual discs would be the best to produce in the real world. Yes. Hard light constructs. The future of technology. Alright, so, yeah, that is 11. Folks, thank you once again for stopping by for stream. These weekly streams are really, really fun, and I enjoy it. And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that I can finally get the time to expand the stream schedule, because I want to do this a lot more, and it sucks that I'm only doing it one day a week. If you have not subscribed yet, I would highly encourage you to do so. It helps me out, and you can stay in the loop on all kinds of releases that I'm doing. Not only am I doing explained videos, there's also my progression polls series, and you want to catch that as soon as possible, because you get to vote on which cards we get to play with, and what cards we ban, but you only have 24 hours after the video is released to actually get your votes in. So you want to be subscribed to make sure you catch those, as well as the shorts that I plan to do once the hero re-releases are finished. If you are in a place to do so, I would also be very grateful if you could check the YouTube membership and the Patreon links, which should be in the description. If you're able to help financially with making sure that this is to allow me to keep doing this, because this is currently what I do with my day now. So anything that you could do to help finance that would be greatly appreciated. And otherwise, there's a link to the Discord, and you can hang out with all these weird people who have decided that I'm worth their time. I appreciate it. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to ride this imposter syndrome all the way to wherever it takes me. Warzone, if you're talking Alistair cards, there's the Prophecy link and the Magistus stuff. And no, there's no more Invoked stuff after that. Okay, well, we'll finish the Invoked stuff, and then in the tech pick section, we'll talk about any of those cards that work well with them. Adios, no. Hey, take care, chilling 5 feet apart. Alright, so yeah, thank you all so much for watching, for sticking around with stream, and just enjoying the time here. So yeah, thank you very much, and have yourself a wonderful